Hello, Beans! Welcome on into this wonderful, beautiful Wednesday afternoon. I thought it was Thursday. Oh, I wish it was Thursday so tomorrow I could play Minecraft with my fiance. Oh, I wish it was weekend already, but it's fine. I'll be drawing some art today. Hello there, Modex and Chris and Bravo and Mudzia. I don't know how to say your name, Tamalin. I don't know. Thank you for that. Diacast, think you're gifting out to your gifted sub to Lurkobold. What are you doing, man? Huh? You gifting out subs again? Again? Good morning, Lurkobold. Hi, Bean. Hi, Dave Key and Ariel the Fox and Diacast and Cat King Infinite throwing things at me and Falco. Thank you for the crown. I appreciate it. Hi, Lance 200.
Chad wants a close-up.
Stream streak. Holy crap. That's a lot of stream streak there, Lance. It's like you stalk me or something. Do you stalk me?
Mono Bear 5938 wants you to stretch.
Let's now stretch your face in a second.
How
I'll
can I
squeeze
Rio
those
is
cheeks.
smooching Lance Magram.
Oh. Lance, you getting smooch, Lance. Do I? You're a stalker. That's fine. Hi, Lance. Hi, Modex. Hi, Ken Big Jr. Hi, Moto Bad. Emerald, but scary. Hello. You're a pretty boy. How dare you? How dare you? Beans. Hi, Pretzel. Hello, everyone. Man, there's a lot of beans today. Listen, I'm going to be drawing Birb, specifically Viridia. If you guys know who Viridia is, and you know who Viridia is, they're usually around Aki streams. I see them around quite a lot. They sometimes come to the meetups. Sometimes. I don't see them often, though. Okay, bedtime. Night, night, Motor Bear. Sleep tight, the bedbugs bite. I see a Viridia. Yes, it's going to be a Viridia today. And did I do good? Did I do good with the sketch? Did I do good with the sketch? People notice this is Viridia and not some random bird. Do people actually notice it's actual Viridia? I mean, like, I don't think Viridia... I think Viridia is, like, the only specific this type of bird in the furry fandom. I don't know what this type of bird is, but there's a lot of reference images. They gave me a lot of reference images, so I was able to make the sketch nicely. Boings! These boings! Diacast, what are you drinking, Red Bull? I mean, Red Bull. Monster for. Why is that constantly called Red Bull? I don't even drink Red Bull. I don't even like Red Bull. But every time I think of energy drinks, I think of Red Bull. Maybe it's because... Was Red Bull the first energy drink? The first, like, soda energy drink? Or was it just the most popular energy drink? Because I feel like it was the first, you know? You know what I mean? Why are you looking at my beans? Also, why are my beans skew? Can I move it around? Hold on. I need to move my head. There we go. There we go. See, I moved my head so my legs can work. Goose Wait! Hi, Goose Wait. 15 stream streak, you sweet bean. And Hybrid King. Hybrid
Chat
King
mode
Sama. You can't chat mode. Only in this.
King
only here you can chat mode.
wants you to do in.
Hybrid King Sama. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? It's what you want to see? Got any games on your phone? Thank you for the Chocobo hat. Beads with words escape my brain before I can even say things. Before further ado, well, I don't know how you actually say the phrase. All right, we're all gonna do this artwork, okay? Just gonna do this artwork. I'm not good at words today, apparently. I just took my ADHD medicine. All right, All right, so it's gonna take like an hour or so to go into my brain and go, aha, you can now be a normal person. Monster's my favorite way to start the day. You start the day. Well, I don't judge you for that because I used to also do the same with energy drinks. I used to drink 2 energy drinks a day. All right, I'm not a doctor, but I read stuff online that if you have to drink under a certain caffeine dosage a day to be okay. All right, there's no immediate health defects to it, so you can't drink a certain amount of caffeine. So 2 energy drinks, specifically 2 monsters, are technically safe. I'm quoting this, all right? I'm quoting means, okay? Don't take this for granted. I might be an influencer because that's what That's what content creation is about, influencing. All right, you influence. I don't know what I'm influencing. I'm just acting like an otter on the internet, man. But apparently it's influencing. Anyway, apparently, okay. Don't take my words for it. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. A disclaimer. All right. Whatever I say doesn't mean it's the truth. Okay. All right. Apparently, if you read the label of how much caffeine is within like 100 grams or blah, 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 whatever, you work with pounds. I don't know what you work with when it comes to liters. What do Americans use again? Ounces, right? They use ounces. Whatever ounces and stuff, it gives you like, there's like a favored, adequate amount that you could drink. And you drink higher than that, you're at risk at stuff. If you drink lower than that, you're okay. All right. And 2 Monster Energy drinks in my country is under that amount or just under that amount. So you're allowed to drink it. I drank it for 2 years. I had no problems besides high blood pressure. But I don't think it was caused by that. I think the high blood pressure was there before the energy drink crisis of mine. 150 milligrams for a can of one. I've got right now 150 milligrams of caffeine. That's a lot of caffeine. That's a lot of caffeine, right? Hold on. I'm gonna Google. I'm gonna Google. Okay, so I'm not incorrect. I'm googling medical advice. How much caffeine can you drink safely in one day? 400 milligrams. Okay, 400 milligrams. Okay, 400 milligrams is the safe dosage. According to Mayo Clinic, I'm not quite sure why the clinic is called Mayo. Why they maybe they enjoy mayonnaise, but they say 400 milligrams and they're a clinic. Therefore, if they're an organization in the clinic, I believe them because I'm a dumbass. All right, and. And how much caffeine in a regular can of Monster? Okay. 160 milligrams. So if you drink 2, that's 320 milligrams under the safe dosage of 400 milligrams a day. So therefore, it's safe, okay? You could be a different person, okay? Everyone's bodies are different. So don't take my advice, all right? Don't take my advice. Everybody's bodies are different. Maybe you can't have that amount of caffeine. Maybe you're like, your body reacts differently and it requires a lower dosage, okay? All right? It's good to stick away from caffeine, in my personal opinion. But I, for 2 years straight, drank 2 cans of energy drinks a day. And I wasn't exactly unhealthy with it. But it wasn't exactly healthy at the same time because it has sugars and every other concentrated stuff. But the caffeine stuff is the thing I worry about. So if you want my advice when it comes to stuff, drink water. A lot more water than you usually drink. Just drink a lot of water. Water is really good for you. I mean, like it's one of our basic sustenances on the earth. So drink a lot of water before you drink energy drinks or any type of drinks for that matter. And try and stay away from caffeine because your body produces enough energy during the day anyway. So I don't really support energy that much. And I hope to not one day succumb to a sponsorship by an energy formula company. Because if they do, and they say you can put your face on it, I might succumb to it, okay? I might say, hi, I've got an energy drink. I got energy drink stuff. I said that I don't care about caffeine that much, but now I do. Yeah, I might succumb to that, but who wouldn't? If you're gonna put your face on a flavor of powder, all right. If I want that. Okay, I want that. Okay, that's the only thing that'll make me sponsor energy drinks. If they give me a face. Which I never will get. I don't think I will get there, okay? I'm not going to get that famous, I'm sure. But if I do, please don't judge me, all right? Please don't judge me. This will be on YouTube, all right? The day is the 16th of October, 2024, all right? So I both don't endorse caffeine, but And only but if I get my face on one of those powdered energy drink sponsorship thingies, all right, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll buy that energy drink. I want that. Exactly. Okay. I don't endorse it, but I mean, I want my face to be a brand. I'll be like, I'll do something like that. So I was working retail going in at 5 a.m. I was at 3 to 5 a day. And now I'm 1 to 2 a day, and I drink a ton of water. Good diet, good diet. True Rock, thank you for resubscribing for tier 1 for 2 months, baby! You sweet bean. I appreciate that. Sorry I didn't reply as soon as possible. And now for a banded 7 stream streak, you sweet bean. Ooh. I got a little bit too excited talking about energy drinks. Too excited. Scruffy the possum. What a cute burb. Do you want a Nanook energy drink? If one day, okay, the thing is, if I'm gonna get a branded energy drink, like powdered formula thing, one day, all right, I wanna test it first before I sell it. I'll tell the company, hey, before I sell this thing, I wanna test it. I wanna like it first and foremost. Because I'm not going to like sell garbage to people. Okay, there are people that just take sponsorships and go like, hell yeah, with my face on that. I actually want to sell products that are good. This is why the Ancient Ink thing, I was like really going for it, because the quality of those hoodies are really good, and I really want to sell quality stuff instead of like random cheap garbage. Because it's not my cup of tea. All right. There's even like specific shirt brands I'm not going to even like make as merchandise. I want quality products. I want to be able to take a shirt and wear it for like, I don't know, 8 years before it starts to fade. That kind of quality. Because in South Africa, our quality t-shirts here are real bad, okay? Real bad. Like I wear a t-shirt for like 1 year and everything starts to fade. I mean, like even with like a lot of other people who stream and use just the basic merchandise thing, like the Streamlabs stuff and the Stream Element stuff and all that kind of stuff, they use not the greatest of brands when it comes to like, you know, pressing things on and all that. Things like pressing your logo and stuff onto a jacket and the t-shirt and stuff won't last that long. Even if you don't wear it will fade over time. And I don't want to sell something like that. Not to like discourage anyone from doing that. It's just I don't like it. I'd rather give stuff. I'd rather sell stuff that, or I'd rather buy. The thing is, I'd rather buy something. I would rather sell something that I would buy personally. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of clothes that I would buy. I'm very picky. Nanook brand energy drink. Original 2 flavors are released. Rooibos and Glab. Ooh, if a Rooibos company had to put me as a brand, I'm full on that. I'm sorry. Like, it doesn't matter. All right, there's nothing wrong with Rooibos. Rooibos is actually healthier than you think. Like, it can prevent some cancer and stuff like that. It's really good for you. 0 caffeine, 0 added sugars. Obviously, because it's just leaves. But there are like some leaves that have like some sort of not artificial, but like actual sugars inside of it. But if there was like no flavor, like extra added flavor, Rooibos, pure Rooibos tea, definitely would sell that. I wouldn't even put my face on that. I would literally just sponsor it. I would just say like, yeah, to buy this, I would sponsor it. I don't care. If Freshpack came to me and told me, would you like to, like, you know, advertise this on your stream? I would be like, hell yeah, I would. You guys make amazing teas, and I want to sponsor you guys. And I want you guys to go international so that when I move overseas, I don't have to, like, pay an exorbitant fee just to pay for your product. So if you go overseas, it'll be great. Looks like I fell asleep. Well, good morning, Snappy. And Patchworks, hi there, Bean. How you doing? Fluttershy, 7 stream streak in this cry, lord. Hi, Bean. Did you get your computer back? Did you? Ha ha ha. The throat hurts from screaming. I'm sorry. Speedmaster, good morning, Bean. And Nanako, hi, Bean. Are you lurking? Are you lurking, you sweet Bean? Ba, 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 ba. You're so eepy. Then go sleepy if you're so eepy, you sweet Bean. Alright. Let's start with a little bit of Viridia instead of me, like, being weird and talking about energy drinks and sponsorships and stuff. But then again, like, if there's a sponsorship out there that's willing to, you know, I don't need to be put on the cover as long as your product's good and I enjoy the product. I will literally endorse it on my stream. All right. As long as we, both of us can, get a cut of this deal, I need to earn a living, It's a content creator, have a lot of competition, obviously, all right? Because everyone and their mother wants to be a content creator. I mean, the reason why I'm content creating is because everyone and their mother is content creating. Otterbox sponsorship, please. What's an Otterbox? What's that? You know what I want to do? I want to do a makeship. But I'm not quite sure if anyone, if people would buy enough plushies, because like you have to buy enough plushies for it to actually get released into the world. And if you guys are interested in the Nook plushies, if you're interested in the Aki plushies, all right, we will do it. We will do it. I swear, I will go makeship, but I need more than enough interest. Because that plushie that I talked about on Twitter the other day.
Good morning.
Pelanova tier 3 for 6 months in advance, you sweet bean. Pelanova, thank you, bean. You sweet bean. Thank you for the 15 months as well. Good morning. Dingo Matt, 20 stream streak bean. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Thank you again, Pelanova. That means a lot to me, by the way. That is quite a lot, by the way. Can I have some hugs and pause for Pelanova? But before that, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, makeship. Remember Galacticare? You remember that little robot that I wanted a plushie of? Unfortunately, it didn't get enough sales, so they couldn't make the plushie, so they refunded me. I wanted that little plushie, but not enough people wanted that plushie at all. So, that's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. See, makeship, I think you need a minimum of like 50 sales to be able to have it be produced. So if there's enough interest and there's enough people that want to buy the plushie, we'll see. I want people to vote for it. I'll like freaking advertise it every single day on my Twitter, on my Discord. I'll be like, hey guys, we need more interest in this. Buy this goddamn plushie because I want to see these plushies being on the market there. The Medi plush would have been cute. It would have been cute, but not enough sales. Not enough sales. It's so sad, man. And Modax, hi Bean, all the hugs. Oh, Sailors Taylor. Bird art, hello, I'm here. Oh, do you like bird art? This is the bird, by the way. I'm not quite sure what type of bird Viridia is. I never really figured out what it is, but they gave me a lot of references to this bird. So, it's there. Even got like a real life picture of it, and it looks almost similar. Almost similar. Almost similar. I'm just mostly focusing on Viridia's like main ref sheet. Ref sheet. I mean, it's more like three of the same character, but placed into a portrait mode. It's actually really nice. Actually, I like it a lot. It reveals every part of the bird itself. I'll already show you right now. Actually, I probably can't. Nah, I can't. And the Nook and Aki plush with magnets in them so they can hug. Maybe they would be able to do that. I don't know. I have to like contact them and ask them. Hello there, Tim Allen again. How you doing, Bean? I said hello to you earlier. What are you saying hello again for? Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Mutsa. Mututsa. Mututsa. Mujad. Mujabata. I was away for a bit. I'm so sorry. It's okay. It's okay. Hello? How you doing? I would find it cute if Aki and I could get like magnets with us in that plushie. I don't know. Maybe they can do something like that. I mean, like, why wouldn't they be able to do it? All they need to do is buy magnets, which are fairly cheap. All right? Fairly cheap to like get like a mass amount of them. And then just put them in like the paws. Easy peasy. I have two parrots too. I think you will love. One because of her colors. Are they purple? Are they purple? Because I like purple. Purple's pretty good. I have a plush from KiwiBot. It's very cute. KiwiBot. What's KiwiBot? What's that, Palanova? Is that a bird I see? It's a Viridia, yeah. So many beans know Viridia very well. I met them once or twice, but I don't really know them, you know. I have these cute little wolf plushies with magnets in the paws, so they can hold hands. But are they from Makeship? Makeship is like a website that you can literally say, okay, this is the design of the plushie. Could you make this design of the plushie? And then they get you basically fundraise interest with it. It's kind of like a Kickstarter for plushies. It's a pretty interesting website. KiwiBot is a food delivery bot that was pioneered in Berkeley, California. Is CA California? I would call him a parrot. Oh. Wait, you're talking about Peladova? You're talking about someone else, Modex. You know what? I'm not too sure who they're from. Let me see. I can find the tag. Do you know rainbow lorikeets? No. No, I don't. I don't know birds too well. I know they chirp and tweet and cheep and stuff like that outside. And then they do like they ruffle their feathers and then they do a dance and then they mate and then they make a nest and they put eggs in nest and then eggs hatch. And then sometimes eggs fall out the nest and crack. And sometimes babies fall out the nest and die. And that's it. And then they go south and north, blah, 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 for the winter. Depending where they are in the world. Well, some of them. So others maybe basically hibernate or just stay in the same country because there's not really a summer and winter. Like South Africa. Well, they kind of like migrate here, so... So maybe there's like a summer and a winter. I don't know Viridia a bunch myself, but there was a point after one of the meetups, we were both in the small groups just chilling and having good conversation. They're very good conversation. They have very good conversations. I believe you. It is Makeship. Oh, okay. Then maybe I'll do it. I was mistaken. The magnets are in the tails, so they can stay together. Oh, that's cute. And poop. They do poop. Well, everything poops. Does everything poop? I'm not thinking of like worms and like microorganisms. And I'm like thinking, do microorganisms poop? Or do they absorb? Are they small enough just to grow based on the fact they consume? Or do they consume so they produce? Yeah, see, I think my freaking shower thoughts are coming out now. Eyelash mites don't poop. How do you know? Did you see it with your eyelashes? Owls don't poop, they regurgitate. I think I've seen like they regurgitate the bones and stuff like that. I've seen that in like movies and cartoons. Kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Stubby Holder, hello Stubby Holder, how you doing? Oh, owls poop. Oh, but cat. But Wheezy says they don't. How do you know they do? Huh? Did you watch them? All right. Do you watch people while they poop? That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Tell those avian biologists to stop. To leave those birds alone and give them some privacy, man. Imagine you just being spied on your entire life. What would you do? Take them to court? Birds should take the avian biologists to court. Owls poop, but they can't pass bones and fur through their digestive tract. Ah, okay. Regurgitation is how birds feed their Yeah, I know. Time to take off now. Have a good stream, Diecast. Have a good stream. I'll see you around. Have a good stream, Bean. Enjoy your stream. I have walked under an owl's nest. Well, how do you know it was the owl that did it? You know? If they pooped on your head. How many people here, show of hands, has a bird pooped on you? Twice. They pooped on me twice. Twice. In my life. Twice. Alright, apparently it's a sign of good luck, by the way. A sign of good luck when they poop on you. It was more of a nuisance for me because it was on my head, man. And I'm just like, oh, I gotta shower. I need to wash my hair. How's the artwork doing? And you? I'm doing good. How about yourself, you being? I'm doing the line art at the moment. Not on me, just my car. Well, koi, maybe one day you have a bird poop on you. You just mind your own business and then all of a sudden... Happens. It happens. Doing okay. Got a headache. Got to do some homework later. Go do your homework now. Go do your homework now. Then you can relax. By the way, Beans, I've been playing some more Minecraft off of stream. And this morning, I was like, oh, I was just mining for resources and stuff like that. And I made myself a personal cave. All right? A personal cave. Like not really a cave, more like a mining thing where you like mine 3x3 chunks and then go in like a single direction. You light up the area. The whole place is lit up. I even have a mod that shows like where unlit areas are. The whole place is lit up. And I'm just like hearing these noises, like these really scary gurgling noises. And I'm just like, where are these gurgling noises coming from? I'm looking everywhere and I don't see anything. And I'm just like, I'm terrified at this point. This is the horror mind impact, by the way. And I'm looking around and I can't find anything. So I just go upstairs, deliver my resources back. Everything's fine. I talked to Irvinox, who's on the server at the time. I was like, I just heard something really creepy. I don't know where it was coming from. When I was there's no holes. There's no light sources being like too dark in areas. So I don't know where these noises are coming from. And then I go back down and I'm mining. I hear these noises again, but they're getting like louder and like approaching me a lot more, but they're approaching me in a direction that there's nothing there. So I head backwards and I'm about to hit the stairs and around the corner, all right, a place I just looked at, nothing was there. A freaking cave dweller comes out of nowhere, starts screaming at me, it scared the bejesus out of me. I ended up killing it. But I'm just like, how the hell did this spawn? And I'm like telling Irvy, this thing spawned. He was like, are you sure there's no holes and stuff? And I look around, no holes, light everywhere. And I'm just like, how the hell did this spawn in the world? And I look up online, and then there's lore to the cave dweller, because the cave dweller's like got this whole big lore thing because it's a creepypasta apparently. And they basically stalk you. You don't see them. They stalk you, and you hear noises, and they get louder and louder, and eventually attacks. I'm just like, that is scary. Nothing. That means in that game, no matter where I am, no matter how light it is, that thing's gonna appear, no matter what. Scary, man. It's terrified. I don't want to be stalked by that creature and then like attacked. But it's gonna happen so many times in that mud bag. Quiet one. Hi, quiet one. Where's Noisy one? Well, good news for a change. The hoodie just arrived. Ooh. Does it fit, Bean? Does it fit? How's the quality? Lance. I'm glad you got the hoodie because it's a limited hoodie. Like only 10 people in the world, actually more, I think about 15 people in the world have that specific hoodie. No one else. You have the most limited edition merchandise ever. And everyone else, you missed your chance. I think that thing, like you. No, I don't think that thing like me at all. That thing like the fact that I killed it. All right. It took a while. It has 60 hearts of health. But I had armor. Steel armor. All right. I got steel armor. I got a good sword. I made it myself. And I have a good shield too. So that thing did not kill me. I killed it. Only 15. Only 15. I needed 50 to like break even. And I didn't break even. But I'm still... even though I didn't sell enough to break even, I think I still enjoyed the fact that I got the merchandise, even though it's limited. It's my first piece of merchandise. Didn't sell very well, but it's not going to discourage me from making more merchandise. I just think the merchandise I should sell, it should be a lot more affordable. But I still want the quality. All right, I want the quality, but more affordable stuff. Maybe socks, maybe stickers. Maybe something small that you guys could all get. Don't have to worry about the cost too much. Fox likes his hoodie too. Aw, Pillanova, glad bead. You should not steal armor. It would pay for your stuff. I made it myself. What are you talking about? I paid for it. It was steel. Like it's an S-T-E-E-L, not S-T-T-E-L. That's Stel. Statel. That's Statel. You should not steal. Yeah, I have 2 of those kinds already. My issue is, since I am chunk, I can't wear them very often. Oh, Bean. Speaking about weight, I have lost quite a bit. Specifically, 10 to 11 kilograms in the last 2.5 months. I am exceptionally proud of my progression. Because right now, my weight is currently lower than I've ever had it in the last 8 years. And I think that's an achievement in itself. My weight is lower than I had it in the last 8 years. And I'm trying to maintain it, but at the same time, I'm also gorging on food. So I need to like get over today and then diet again tomorrow. Diet again. I need to maintain my weight, basically. I've lost almost 5 kilograms in 6 weeks. Congratulations, Bean. That's a good amount to lose in 6 weeks. That's a very good amount to lose in 6 weeks. That's the maximum you should be losing in about 6 weeks. Well, keep it off. Keep it off? You mean keep it up? Why should I keep it off, Bean? Boo. Quiet one. Hi, B. Noise is working on some chores around the house. Oh, I see. Why don't you just get a bike and start bicycling around town? Can't do that in South Africa. I'm gonna get my bicycle stolen. You know South Africa's is the top 10 country with the most murder rate, and they murder for when I mean people who are criminals in this country. and there's a lot of them, will murder for a bicycle. They would murder to get a spot in queue at a KFC, and it's happened before. So South Africa is very high on crime rate. I'm not going to bicycle in my country. I don't go out because outside is dangerous. All right, the outside is dangerous, and I can't go too far because we live in a nice little block of the neighborhood, but the main road that leads into our neighborhood, into our suburb, is kind of riddled with a lot of woodland, a lot of parkways, and a lot of overgrown grass. And yeah, crime is like very high around here. That happened to a KFC I was at too. Bad. I'm here just working in the background. Bob had some chores for us to do and wrapping them up now. Oh. Well, good luck with the chores, Bean. And supervised Cobalt, where I live, it's super safe. But I don't go out anywhere. That's where people are. That's okay too. It's okay being an introvert as well. Or just being socially anxious. I mean, like, it's not exactly okay to be socially anxious. I think we all should challenge ourselves at some point, or seek therapy to help us with our anxieties, because anxiety is not good to keep around. There are ways to challenge it and also ways to cure it, if you didn't know that. The number one cure for anxiety is cognitive behavioral therapy. And I urge you, if it is affecting your life, okay? You don't need to go if it's not affecting your life in any meaningful way. But if it's affecting your life just subtly, it's always good to try and get like the skill, I would say, to go outside. Because I feel like it's a skill at the end of the day. At my local IKEA, it's a shame. Sounds like it would be a lovely place to take a walk. That's not good. Yes, please be careful. Don't worry, I'll be careful. I'll be careful. I'm moving to America, so when I'm in America, I'm pretty sure I'll be safe, quote unquote. I mean, I'm a tall 33-year-old adult, so I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get kidnapped. And that's like the number one thing that's a crime in America, specifically in the Western states, as far as I understand. Is it the Western states? It feels like the Western states. I was told about that. There's a lot of human trafficking and stuff in America that not a lot of people talk about, but it actually happens a lot there, more than you think. But I highly doubt that I'm going to be like a target for it. So I think I'm myself am a little bit safer in America than here. Indiana is in the Midwest. It's actually in the Mid-East. If you look at Indiana, it's actually in the Mid-East. The middle is Chicago and everything west of that. And Chicago's northwest of Indiana. It's a little better here on crime. It is a little better in crime. But at the same time, there's a lot of other problems when it comes to crime in America. There's a lot of crime in America. A lot more than people actually think. And it all stems and roots from... And I don't want to make like a conversation here about it, because I have my own stances and I won't pretty much mention my stances on it. But I know a lot of people will disagree and people will agree. And there's a whole argument. But the basic root of it is gun control. And if you like it or not, it's there. Aki doesn't like the fact that my opinions on that stance is the fact that the gun laws are the problem. But ideally it is. And coming from a place outside of America, and we understand gun control in other parts of the world, we don't have things that are really bad, like the school stuff, for example, or like we don't have driveway shootings and stuff like that as much as America does. America has a lot of it, and a lot of people don't understand that. But yeah, my stance is that it is a problem and it needs to be solved, and to solve it is not my duty. All right, I don't know the way to solve it. You guys have to solve it. All right. I'll leave that opinion to everyone else, to the experts on this field. But it is a problem. A part of Indiana I live in is rather safe. I like the suburban. I'm gonna be moving to Indiana, and the place that Aki and I are living in, will be living in, is exceptionally safe. I went there. It's so friendly. The only bad thing I've ever had around there, actually, yeah, the only thing I ever had bad around there is a lady, after I asked for a COVID testing kit, and she went like this. She put like hand in front of her mouth and like looked at me, and I was just like, I'm not coughing. I'm not sick. I just need it. I'm just like, you live in a clinic. You work in a clinic. You work in a freaking, what do you call the fucking clinics that Americans have that doesn't sound like a clinic. It sounds like a freaking grocery store. What was the name again? I can't remember. A Walgreens? Is it a Walgreen? I think a Walgreen. It sounds like a freaking grocery market, but it's a freaking pharmacy. You work in a pharmacy and you're afraid of diseases. I'm just like, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird to me. It's weird to me that a person working at a pharmacy is afraid of people who are sick. And who's gonna come into a drugstore and pharmacy for when they're healthy and Adam and like, yeah, I mean, like, unless it's prescription medication, like, you'd go to a drugstore if you're sick as well. Walgreens is a convenience store. Are you sure? I feel like it's a drugstore. Is Walgreens the thing I'm thinking of? It looks like a freaking convenience store, but it's mostly a pharmacy, yeah? I mean, like, in South Africa, we have a thing called Clicks, which is a convenience store, but I wouldn't call it a convenience store. It's more of a pharmacy. Walgreens or CVS are the two most common. I think it's Walgreens.
_ SR wants you to stretch.
Because CVS sounds more of like a pharmaceutical store than Walgreens. We have a CVS. I think it was a Walgreens, though. There's a bunch of stuff and interesting suburbs around Indianapolis. I live in Lawrence, for example. Don't dox yourself, though. Don't dox yourself on the internet. It's not very good. I just believe you when it comes to Indiana. In Indianapolis, the airport there is so pretty. Have you been to the airport at Indianapolis? It is so pretty. It's the prettiest freaking airport I've ever been to. I've never seen a more gorgeous airport in my life. And in South Africa, we have pretty good airports too. They're pretty. All right. I moved here in 2020. I'll be fine. Walgreens, CVS, and a drug mart, Walmart. No, it was definitely a Walgreens. Hi, Jispody! How's American Truck Simulator, you sweet bean? Hello, Beans. Hello. How was your truck simulator? Did you drive around a lot? Did you get things done? Did you get some money? Did you drive around? Chaos. Oh, the people crash into you. Hi, Skatey. Hello, Beans. Beans, go check out Just Bodie here on Twitch.tv. Bodie, we're talking about random topics, but my topic is, if you work at a pharmacy, all right, are you gonna be scared of sick people? I mean, like, it's a decent reaction, but are you gonna make it like known that you're disgusted with sick people when you're working at a pharmacy? I need an answer to that, because it baffles my mind that I went to a pharmacy to get medications, but not medication, to get a COVID testing kit, all to be disgusted by the teller. More scared than disgusted. Yeah, but like, but don't you realize when you work in a pharmacy, you're gonna have sick people? The thing that baffled my mind is like, why are you working here if you're disgusted and scared of sick people? Why don't you work at a place where sick people won't go to? It's like if you're a doctor and you're scared of like a bubonic plague coming into your hospital. Or no, that's a little too much. You're scared of somebody has the common cold. It's like that. It's like, oh, I'm a doctor, but you got a common cold. Don't come near me. You're a doctor. You're a doctor. You have to work with people like this. No, don't question the Midwest. Just go with it. It's just so weird to me, man. It's so weird that people would be disgusted of sick people at a place where people who are sick go to. I'm always like, I always get shocked with these things. I'm like shocked. I'm like severely shocked. By the way, I wasn't sick. I wasn't sick when I got it. I wasn't sick when I got it. I took it because I needed to take it to see if I would get sick after the convention of Midwest Fur Fest, which I did. And then I used my testing kits and I got it. All right, I got COVID there, obviously, because it was like 2020, what was it, 2022? Just 2022, and I went there, and I was sick. Duh! Yeah, I prepare before I go to a place that would make me sick. This person was just like, how dare you come into our store and prepare yourself for COVID. You get sick, you disgust me. People disgust. Can't understand it either. I mean, like, you would think if you worked in a store like that, the very customers that are sick are literally the reason why you have a job there. Because if no one got sick, then you wouldn't need, like, you know, a pharmacy, and you wouldn't need cashiers at a pharmacy, because there won't be any pharmacy. It would be a grocery store, convenience store of some kind. It to me, until the beginning of this year, I finally get COVID. I had no idea how I lasted that long. Oh, you probably stayed safe. It's their line of work to work with sick people. I know. It's just so. It just baffles my mind. It just baffles my mind why they disgusted with the very people they work with. It's like they don't work there. all they're doing is creating. All she did was create a bad memory in my mind, going like, should I have not gone to a pharmacy and bought COVID testing kits? Line of workers too. Yeah. I still haven't had COVID. I've been super careful. If you've gotten the vaccine and completed the vaccine, depending if you were Pfizer or any other company as well as Johnson & Johnson. Pfizer, I got Pfizer. I got the 3 Pfizer ones. I think the first 2 were the ones that you need, and then you got the booster shot. I got those 3. And then I got COVID, and it was bad, but it wasn't like bad. You know, like, I think if I didn't take the vaccines, I would have probably perished. I probably would have died. But what I endured was exceptional coughing, closed throat, water in lungs, coughing, COVID. I had that. But I've also had that in the past because I've had pneumonia 3 times in my life. And I know how to deal with it. Specifically nebulizers and also how to prop yourself up when you're sleeping, rest nicely, lots of nice hot drinks, and keep yourself cool, not cool. Let the fever do its thing, things like that. I know how to deal with that. And I have asthma, so I know how to like breathe really faintly. But you also know how to breathe and keep my oxygen. I've had bronchiolitis hit me a lot worse than COVID ever did. Did you take the vaccines before that? Because you might have also been like naturally immune to COVID. Because COVID was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie, COVID was pretty bad. It was pneumonia bad, and pneumonia can kill you. But I'm like one of those people that have had pneumonia so many times that I know how to deal with it. Actually, the last time I dealt with pneumonia, not the COVID pneumonia, I did it all by myself, and I almost died as well. I was in my own home. My friend told me, "You look white, like you look completely pale. You don't look good." And I was like, "I don't feel good," and it was so bad. I stayed up like all night for like a week. Well, I didn't really stay up. I like kind of tried to sleep a lot, but I was like coughing constantly. It was awful. It was an awful time. If you have pneumonia or you have like bronchiolitis, please go to a doctor. I didn't because I felt like I couldn't afford the doctor. I wished I did because that was like the worst week of my life. Oh, besides the worst day of my life was actually when I got gastroenteritis, but that's another story. Woo! You do not want things coming out of both ends at the same time, and water does not help. Okay, water actually hurts you. That's the type of gastroenteritis I had. Whoa, it was awful. I had the shots first, and then I got COVID. Yeah, good. I got shots after I got it. Ooh, yeah. I'm glad you had. Maybe it's because you're young, Dozen. You also, your body was able to handle it. And when I mean young, you're not like in your 80s. It's the same level of confusion I had with some of my co-workers of a childcare center who absolutely hated children. I don't understand. That's another thing I don't understand. A lot of people also defend these types of people, but like, I've had like bad teachers in school. Bad teachers in school. When I mean bad teachers, teachers that abuse children in a mental and physical way, and the children don't know what to do. I didn't know what to do when I was a child. I was like I was in grade 5. I got things thrown at my head by the teacher, and she got like visibly pissed with me sometimes. But this one particular time, she got pissed with me because she had okay, I'm gonna tell you a little story. It's like a traumatic part of my life because this actually gave me PTSD. All right. So in our school, all right, I'm just gonna paint a picture for you so you can understand everything. Let's just imagine these are the seats and stuff, and here's the little blackboard or whiteboard or whatever you have at your schools. All right, and there's like we had like the teacher's desk over here. So the big one is the desk. So we have like all these students and stuff over here, and there's like, this is not the entrance, by the way. This is like a closet room full of like goodies, and there's like the outside, and you can see like whatever. All right, there's a classroom. All right, so I painted a picture for you guys. Actually, the exit's over here, but that doesn't matter. The story doesn't. You don't care about the story. The exit of the story. I wish I went through it, but I won't talk about it. I sat here. Little me, and there was a teacher, all right? The teacher is sitting on the nice little chair, okay? And she was busy, like, I think marking exams or marking tests and stuff. I don't know what she was doing. Let me just put the music down a little bit. And she asked me, Nanook, could you please go into the storage and get me some, I'm not quite sure what it was. I think it was like stapler stuff, or like pencils or paper or something. I'm not quite sure what it was. And I was like, okay, teacher, okay, Mrs. I can't remember what her name was, but she reminds me of my maths teacher in high school, but she wasn't my maths teacher. But she reminded me of her. But my maths teacher in high school was actually better than her. She was amazing. They kind of looked similar. So I thought they were sisters at some point. So I go there, and I go there, and I'm like, okay. I get the stuff, but before she gives me the stuff, she passes along. All right. She passes along these keys. All right. And these keys, there was a lot of keys on this little keychain thing. And on this keychain was one of those little ornaments. And that keychain had a picture of a cherry. All right. I don't know how to make cherries not look like a pee-pee. But I make it look. It's a cherry. It's a cherry. This is a cherry. Okay, chat. Okay, you goddamn furries. That's a cherry. Okay, doesn't look like anything else. Anyway, let's do this. There. It doesn't look better. I'm just gonna remove that. Okay, it's a cherry. All right. So, tell it's a cherry. No worries. Okay, thank you. I'll just pretend this is a cherry. All right. I'm just gonna make more freaking stuff. Okay, there we go. It's a cherry. It was a picture of a cherry. And I took the keys, I opened up, I got the supplies, and I walked back to her. And I was standing here, I remember specifically. I stand here, I put the supplies down, and I put down her keys. All right? But I put down the keys next to a chocolate bar. Now, as I was putting down the keys, I smacked my lips like that, okay? And the reason why I did that was maybe it was because of the cherries, maybe because it was like summer and I have dry lips, or winter or whatever, and I have dry lips, and I was like, licking my lips because it was dry. Maybe. I don't know which one it was. I was a kid, I can't remember, because I wasn't really focusing on my lips back in, but she noticed that. She like whooped up her head and looked at me, and she said, "You want my chocolate?" And I was like, "No, ma'am, I don't want your chocolate." It was like, "You want my chocolate, don't you?" "No, ma'am." "You were looking at it." And I was like, "No, I wasn't." You're looking at it. You look, this is shit. Yeah. And then she started like, like chucking all the paperwork all over the place, and I sat down because I didn't know what else to do. So I sat down, and I was like looking. I was like everyone in the class was looking at her, and she was having a freak out over a chocolate bar. And I said, "Ma'am, please, I wasn't looking at your chocolate. Stop lying to me. You're a piece of garbage." And I was like, "Please, I really wasn't doing that." And I started crying because I'm a kid, and everyone in the class was like shocked. They was like, "What the hell's happening?" And then she took the chocolate bar and she threw it at my head. And then I was like, "I don't want it. I don't even like nuts," because I've told you I didn't like peanuts and stuff like that. It was a peanut butter bar, all right. And because I remember that thoroughly, she was like, "Rubbish!" And then she like took the chocolate bar and she threw it in the garbage. Now no one gets it. I was like, okay. And then I went quiet and I looked away, and she was like fuming. Everyone in the class was like really quiet. And what I did after at lunchtime, we were like left out, okay, and we were walking down the passage, and I was just like, I really wasn't looking at a chocolate bar. So I was like thinking maybe she was having a bad day. And I went to take my money, which I was going to use to buy lunch, and I bought her the same chocolate bar, and I went to find her, and I found her in the library, and I put down the chocolate bar and I said, "Ma'am, I'm sorry that you thought I was having that I wanted your chocolate bar. I bought a new one for you." And she was like, "You were?" And I was like, "I bought you one. I'm sorry." And she was like, "It's okay. Don't do it again." And then I left, and I've had that memory ever since of how she freaked out. And ever since then, she never trusted me with anything else. And I have no idea to this day why she thought I was looking at a chocolate bar, or why she had such a horrible reaction. And a lot of people tell me, they start defending her and say she was having a bad day. Was like, you shouldn't be overthinking it. She had a bad day. And I was like, yeah, but I was a child. And she was like, that doesn't matter. You're a student. Like, she's a teacher. And I was like, but she shouldn't have done that. And they were like, no, she was probably having a bad day. You don't understand. Teachers have it rough. And I'm just like, yeah, but I'm a child. I got PTSD because she had it rough. I did nothing wrong. And they were like, no. That's what people told me. And I was like, I had to like listen to these people tell me that she was in the right and I was in the wrong. And that was it. That's the story of one of my earliest days of PTSD and learning that adults aren't really as mature as you think they are. The only nuts I would see would be her. I should have, to this day, I should have gotten up. I should have left the classroom. I should have went to the principal's office and I should have told him what was happening. I actually should have done that because in my mind, like a lot of people say I wouldn't, that would have made everything worse. And I was like, yes, but you can't do that as a teacher. There must have been something wrong. Maybe she needed a vacation or something. Get like a temporary teacher, give her a break and stuff like that, let her cool down. Because what she did was out of line and it's not okay. It was not okay. And I get that teachers have it bad and there's like a lot of bad students, but I wasn't that type of student. I wasn't the type of student that got in trouble at school. I was like one of the good kids. I was like too good that I didn't have many friends because no one wanted to be my friend because I didn't want to go around and throw rocks at windows. I was the student that people trust, like the teachers trust that I wouldn't do anything bad and I would tell the truth. But not with this teacher. She was wrong to behave like that to anyone. I had a teacher that would throw a bell to the ground and I thought he wasn't up to the job. You know, the thing is like she threw things at me. Like that's not okay for a teacher to do, right? Yeah, that's stupid because I had the same thing from my autism. Some of the teachers were terrible at my college and said they can't handle autistic. It's weird. Like if you another thing is the school that I went to, all right, and this would relate a little bit to you, Flair. The school I went to is a school for people with mental and physical disorders. A lot of my friends were had cerebral palsy, and a lot of my friends also had ADHD and like dyslexia and all that kind of stuff. So we were all like, you know, we were all in special class, special education. And she shouldn't have treated us like that. I just don't understand. She was always angry. Like if you had to imagine what a Karen would look like, all right, that's what she looked like. She had the short hair, the thing going over, the colored hair as like freaking reddish brown color. Like she had the resting bitch face. She had everything to do with the Karen's face. But that then Karen wasn't a thing. We just thought, oh, it was just a teacher. But she was literally a Karen. I could tell you that. It was bad. I don't know if what was happening in her personal life, but she that day she like took it out on me. I'm surprised never got suspended or sent home for my actions. Yeah, meanwhile, complete menace. Then sometimes the chair comes in somebody else. You know, the next year, I had like I had like anger problems as a student. Like I said I was like a good student. I was a good student, but I had anger problems because I was being bullied in the classroom the next year. I remember a time where somebody was bullying me so much, like they said something really mean. I can't remember what it was. I threw a chair across the classroom because of how they were treating me. And I was just, leave me the hell alone. I'd like literally shouted at them because they weren't leaving me alone. I was like having one of those days and I got like a little angry and I threw my chair across the room. That was the only time I actually threw a chair across the room. You never know your own strength though. The thing about special ed, students rarely report on the teacher. I didn't know I could. I thought the teacher was the be all end all of who you need to listen to. I didn't know that you could report it to like the principal or anything. But only years later that I realized that I should have told somebody. I didn't even tell my own mother. It was bad, like really bad. I didn't think anyone would help me. I thought I just did something wrong because in my mind, I'm in 4th grade. 5th grade, I can't even remember what the freaking grade was. I think it was like 5th grade. I think it was 5th grade. I was in 5th grade. No, it was 6th grade. I'm not quite sure. 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th grade were all in the same little area of the school because we had like this weird thing. All right. So our school is pretty large, okay? It had like a high school, it had like everything. We had like a playground there, playground here, a playground up here. It was pretty large, okay? We had like a high school and primary school put together. Also a kindergarten in the center. But like in this entire place, there was like a packed little area over here. And inside here was like, not really a playground, but more like a garden court area that would do like little events like Entrepreneurs Day where we would like sell things and stuff like that. And then against that were little classrooms, kind of like this. And we had like 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th grade. And they were all along this little strip. So that's kind of how it was. Until we got to high school, then every single classroom was like completely different. Because like every single teacher had a speciality. Like sciences, hospitality, English, Afrikaans, mathematics, math literature, maths core, computer application technology. We didn't have IT in my school. I wish we did. We never learned programming because we didn't have like a programming teacher or anything. It would have been great. We had an arts and crafts teacher that did nothing other than make us watch Gladiator, the movie, for 3 years. That was our arts and crafts teacher. Oh, it was such a good movie. I watched Gladiator. That was it. That was our arts and crafts. I sympathize with that, the Nook. Something similar happened to me. A friend turned bully had been going at me for years. Near the end of school year, he was having to go. He was having to go at me over something that had happened a little earlier. I lost it, flipped a table, threw a chair. I mean, people can push us to a point. It doesn't matter how much restraint you have. There is going to be a point where somebody pushes you over the edge. I feel like it's an exceptionally hard ability, but it's an ability that everyone should learn. But learning that when you're a child is also really hard. Is learning how to control your emotions. Because to control your emotions is to win a battle. Because you understand things. Once somebody else loses their emotions, they're unstable. They won't be able to win a fight. Like, you have to keep calm. You have to understand. You have to understand your surroundings. You have to understand what the person's shouting about. You have to understand everything. But when you're angry, you don't understand everything. But controlling your emotions is a good thing to have. Teacher saw everything and she did nothing. I had a teacher like, there was a teacher. I don't know what her name was. I think she was like a temporary teacher because I never saw her again. I had a concussion when I was a child. I tripped over, we had like this large root to tree. Like, I think the tree's still there at the school. I don't even know. I've never been to the school for like 30 years. But it was huge. It was so huge that roots like sprung out the ground and they were thick. Like as thick as like your body thick. Okay, so they were really strong. And I tripped over this root and knocked my head against another root. And I fell unconscious. And I didn't know I fell unconscious. Okay, I only realized this later because, like, I kind of stood up afterwards, and I was just like, looking around. And I was like, you know, in a daze. I remember being in a daze, and I didn't know what to do. And I saw the very thing I saw in a daze was a teacher going, like, she thought I was like playing, like I was doing something for attention. I was like, that I didn't know that she thought that, but like I remember that vividly, and I was like, she could have helped me, and I was like, freaking, I fell over and I hit my head, man. I was injured, but apparently, she doesn't care. What if I died? Oh, he's just doing it for attention. He's just a child. Teachers need to fucking understand that sometimes children do things for attention, and sometimes they don't. Don't play around, you know? Alright, it's a dangerous freaking world out there. You need to protect children, not like let them get hurt and then ignore them. Why, like, don't work around children if you like do that. You died for attention, tisk. Yeah, she would have probably felt exceptionally bad if I did, but I... You ever think, oh, I wished I died that day so that she would have, like, lost her job? I thought about that once or twice, and I was like, wait, no. I don't think that's what I really wanted. But I still wished she would have done her gosh darn job. And, like, protected the students. Like, she's outside there watching over the kids. Obviously, you need to, you know, make sure they're okay. Happens. Pody Ash, Tolga Hat, Steampunk. Listen, what are you doing with that face? Yeah, no, they're adults at this point, so they can't really forgive them. But yeah, it took like where you guys tried to burn me with deodorant and lighter. Oh my gosh. When I was a kid as well, people talked about like a lighter with deodorant and stuff like that. Make a flamethrower. Oh, it's so cool. It's really dangerous information if you think about it. As an adult, you're like, as a child, you don't really think about that. But when you're adults, you go like, oh my god. Oh my god, that information shouldn't have been in our heads, you know what I mean? But back then, you're like, cool, I want to see that. That sounds cool, yeah! And then you hurt yourself, and you're like, teacher, they burnt me.
You were charged with negligence, which led to a child's passing. Random teacher, do you have a defense? He's just doing it for attention. He'll walk it off.
That's basically what happened. I did, however, I do have good memories. And I had a good memory from a traumatic event in my school. And I can't really show you anymore because my hair's kind of gotten a lot more thinner in the past couple of years. It's still thick, but I used to have like really thick hair that the strands of hair would be like really close together. So you would see like the scar of the hair follicles not actually working in that area, but you can't see it anymore. There's actually a crack on basically where where Harry Potter has their scar. I have like a scar, a long one that just goes all the way down to my it's not really a scar, it's more like a bone crack all the way down to my eyebrow. Okay. And the reason why I have it is a long time ago I was
why the
kid.
world went to hell.
Obviously. I obviously I was a kid. Like we were playing around, and these kids were like, "I'm gonna throw this rock at you," and I was like, "You're not gonna throw this rock at me." It was like, yeah, and I was like, nah, and then I was like, "Do it then, do it." I don't think you can. You're a baby, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not a baby," and then you're like, I'm gonna play out what I had in my head, all right, to him. So he started, you know, the rock thing. It was like a big rock. It was like half the size of my head. It was really pretty big and heavy. And he threw it, but I ducked down so that the rock could, like, you know, fly over my head. And then it hit me. And the interesting part is I was like crouched down, like my body was like crouched down like this. Cause like I was like I don't want this rock to hit me, you know, like the fetal position. And it hit me straight on the head over here. And I'll tell you why it hit me on the head over there. And apparently I went zoop up, and then I fell backwards, and I fell down, and I was laying down on the ground, and I was like, and then everyone came up to me and was looking down at me, and I could see all these people's faces. And I was like, and they were like, holy crap, that rock hit him. Oh my God, there's like a huge lump on his head. And the teacher was like, what's happening? And it was like, oh, teacher, that kid there threw a rock at his head. And then there was like, oh, come with me. Like, it brought me up. And she was like, look, she's like, are you okay? Please go to the nurse immediately. And and she was like, she brought me. She didn't bring me to the nurse, because she was like busy with someone else. She brought me to like the physiotherapy little area, because we went to a special ed school. So there's a physiotherapy area to help people with disabilities with mobility. So I went there, and they have a huge mirror, and I turn to the mirror, and I see this huge blue bump raising out of my forehead. It was huge. It was bigger than a tennis ball, bigger than a baseball, coming off my head. And I was like, and I look, and then the nurse comes in, and it was like, come with me. And then she was like, okay. She's looking at it, and then she's like, I'm gonna call your mom. And then my mom comes and picks me up. And we go to the doctor. The doctor looks at it, and he was like, looking if I'm concussed and all that kind of stuff. And I was concussed. And she was like, are you okay? And all that kind of stuff. And I was like, I think I'm okay. And the next day I come back, and by the way, the kid that threw the rock at me is in my classroom. He stood next to me. I was like, I'm so sorry I did that. I'm so sorry. I was like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Accidents happen. And he was like, I just need to tell you, I didn't throw the rock. I rolled the rock. So when I went to the fetal position, he rolled the rock, and the rock rolled into my head. So he rolled it really quickly, but it rolled into my head because he didn't want to throw it. He wasn't the type of kid to throw things. I didn't think he was the type of kid to throw things. And he wasn't. He rolled the rock into my head. And I was like, accidents happen. Don't worry. I was like one of those kids that don't, you know, I want him to get in trouble. I was like, I'm not going to get you in trouble. Don't worry about it. Accidents happen. Nothing bad happened. I'm still the same person. And after a week, it went away, and then the scar kind of like went away, and now I have a crack on my head. And every time I have a fever, I can feel that crack. It's like a piercing pain on my head. It's like an old wound. I don't know if you ever had like a broken something, and you can still feel that broken something when that area hurts. So, yeah, I have that scar still. But that's an interesting part of my life. Like, I'm not too sure why I wanted to talk about with that specific moment. But kids do stupid things. But not all kids do stupid things for bullying purposes. Sometimes you're just an idiot kid that does something. I just forgave it, but I remember it. It was a good memory from a traumatic moment, and the good memory was people actually reacted appropriately, and I like that. People said I'm sorry, and I said it's okay, and the teacher actually reacted, got the nurse, my mom came along, people treated me well, things like that. Okay, man, I wish people in my school would understand is that. I wish it was like that the whole time. There's a lot of bad moments in my life when it comes to my school days, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of bad moments with everyone else. But just not all moments that are bad can be bad. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes. Ouch, that's not good. It's okay, Flair. It's just a part of my life. If it does become a problem, I can probably get an operation to fill in the bony crack in my head. But it is one of those injuries that when you grow older, it's going to become a problem, kind of. It can become a huge problem. But it hasn't become like a huge problem. All it does is it feels cold, and it's like a cold piercing pain when I have a headache. And if it's just that, it's fine. It's not like I'm losing brain cells. One of my old ADHD friends accidentally kneed me full force on the crotch. And his reaction was a mix of, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And they tried their hardest to break down in laughter. And at the same, I mean, like, would you have laughed? I mean, like, at the same time, like, and kids, if you think about when you stub your toe and you're around children, they're gonna laugh. All right, it's funny. It's funny seeing somebody get hurt. I don't know why. It's funny when you're a child. Okay, when you're a baby, you also laugh. It was like, oh, ow, and then they're like, that's just a kid's thing. Okay, we grow out of it later on and we get more empathetic. But like kids are not empathetic. They don't understand. Okay, they're all stupid. Kids are all stupid. It's funny to us because we don't understand that's actually bad. And I guess that's also so. Also, there's another thing. When it comes to laughter, not a lot of people understand that laughter doesn't mean that they think it's funny. Laughter comes in shock, in the form of shock as well. I'm the type of person that also laughs when I'm in shock. I've actually laughed because somebody talked about something exceptionally bad that happened to them a week ago. At that moment when they were talking to me, it was my landlord actually. He told me like he had to go to the hospital. He fell over. He broke his hip. And it was bad. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Bonfire
and I started giggling. And then he was like, what's so funny? I was like, no, I'm just shocked. He was like, that's not funny. I was like, I'm not laughing. I'm just shocked. And he was like, no, you're not. You're laughing. Some people don't understand that laughing can also be a shock mechanism. A lot of people have that, and I have that. And so, unfortunately, if you've heard me talk before, all right, which you always do, and I talk about like a really shocking thing, sometimes I go, I do that. That's the type of laughter I'm talking about, like that kind of thing. That's me being shocked or like recalling something that is incredibly bad. And I don't know how to handle those emotions, so they come out in like a laugh. Being at the same extent while in secondary school during one of our PE classes, we were playing cricket. It went high, and I went to catch the ball. Shot past my hands. Next thing I know, I'm on the ground in pain. The ball having me, you know where. Having him, me, you know where. Looking back at it, despite how painful it was, I was trying to laugh. I mean, like when you're in pain, like sometimes you also just laugh. Like I think I had like a micro, what do you call it? A micro fracture in my foot after I sprained it about 5 years ago at a furry convention local to South Africa. A lot of people who were there would remember it. They would be like, oh yeah, the nook like sprained their ankle. I had a microfracture, and I did it because I ran after somebody.
It's been a while back from not existing. Missed this place.
Thank you for the tier 2 for 23 months, Bean. And hi there, Ziff. How you doing, Bean? Oh, what was I saying? I was running after somebody and on the grass, and inside the grass kind of grew a little taller in a drain area, and the drain area had this little
Steamy _ horsepower wants you to wave at them.
Sorry, I have to disable channel points because I can't hear myself think when you guys do this. There we go. I'm gonna disable it because like I need to think. And hi, Steamy. What was I saying again? Sorry. Grass it was growing in the area, and there was this little drain area that grass grew a little too high, but there wasn't like mowed down because it was like just a little lip that my foot caught inside, twisted, and I fell over. And as a tall person, you would think that I would fall over hard. Somebody there was like, that was the most majestic fall I've ever seen anyone do. And I was like, yeah, well, when you like me, who sprained their ankle 50 times, you know how to fall.
No. How are you?
Hi, Lugly. Freaking ouchie. So yeah, I had a a sprain, a microfracture actually. I only learned I had a microfracture later on. I don't think it was I think it was a microfracture, but I also think it was dislocated. Because months later, I kneeled down and it clicked. And I was like, ah! Oh, my foot feels better now. I literally did that. You gotta ask, Matt and Fur was there when I did it. I kneeled down because I was doing something. Okay, I was pretending to like do an engagement thing because I was being a silly little otter. All right, this is before I streamed. And when I kneeled down, like, I kneeled down with my foot forward like this. And then it went, crack! I was like, ah! I think it was actually bent like this. And I like raised up the foot because when you kneel down, you raise up the back heel. And then it cracked in here because this is the part that was painful. And then it felt better afterwards. Never had a problem afterwards. So I think it was dislocated or something. But anyway. When I fell down, I literally went... I was literally lying down like... It was like, Nook, why are you laughing? I sprained my ankle. And then they were like, you what? I was like, yeah, I'm an idiot, man. I'm sorry I ran after you. I was just being a silly idiot. It was like, oh, I'm sorry I moved out of the way. I was like, no, I was just being an idiot. And I was like laughing at myself. So obviously, when you're in like incredible pain, sometimes you'd laugh. Okay, it happens. It's a mechanism. When you're in shock, you laugh. And I laughed way too hard. But I was an idiot. I can tell you that. So the art moments are just regular art moments. Yeah, I'm glad that didn't cause like a lifelong pain in my foot. Okay, I don't wanna be an idiot and actually cause myself irreparable damage at my age of 33. All right, you need to start thinking about any injuries you make to your body because sometimes they can't be healed. I've had like wounds on my body that healed back, but now are like black scars. I don't know if you guys have those things, like where it repairs the part of the body, but the skin doesn't come back to normal. It's just dark and black, just a patch of black. It's just some parts of my body are like that. But it happens. They actually changed the name of the company that started the copyright strikes. Okay. Hello, Raiden. How you doing, you sweet bean? I hope you're having a good day. And hi, Longdi. I hope you're having an amazing day as well. An I sheepish gadget, I see you there, bean. Even though your name is literally maroon for some reason, so I can barely see your name at all. It's just literally the darkest part of my chat. Why is your name maroon? Maroon color, like the dark red color. So maroon. Turkana, hello Turkana. How you doing, you sweet bean? Come for the PTSD and bodily horrors. Stay for the otter. I've had like a lot of injuries in my life. I sprained my ankle over 50 times in New Zealand when I went there for 3 weeks. New Zealand! Over 50 times. And the reason why I say over 50 times, it's the same ankle. I couldn't not walk because we had to go, we had to go explore the entirety of New Zealand and do a lot of different... Hi there, Pixart King. How you doing, Bean? How's your art? Hello, Pixart. Beans, go check out Pixart King here on twitch.tv. I went to New Zealand. Obviously, we had to do tourism stuff, so we had to walk around everywhere. So I could, and my parents, my mom was like, you can't not come with us to go hiking. But mom, my freaking ankle is sprained. And she was like, well, oh well. And I sprained it so many times during that. And I constantly sprained it. I remember, and they were like, oh, but we want to go to this place where we're going to go hiking over there. We're going to go to this place, explore this island in the middle of Dunedin. We're We're gonna go all the way to that location to go to the beach over there. We're gonna go this way, that way, this way, that way. Go up in this mountain in this little cottage that we booked. And I'm just like, ah. Oh, it's not child abuse. Don't you worry. I was a teenager. I was like freaking 16 years old, man. I just sucked it up. I mean, my mom wanted to explore everything with the family. It's fine. I mean, it's the vacation. I don't want to be the bearer of them not doing vacation stuff because I sprained my freaking foot, man. The only one I really have that is actually permanent is my right thumb. Big shot. Left hand? Right hand? See that nub? Big shot of glass. See that nub? It's a big shot of glass. And you'll see, like, I don't think you can see it. But there, let me see, I can, so it's over there. I don't think you can see the nub a little bit. It's a little nub. And over there, it used to be worse. All right. That was when one of our mates in South Africa, a maid is like a very common job, and a lot of people have maids that work and clean houses. And here in South Africa, it's one of those jobs that a lot of people demand for. So we have had maids in the past. So when you say, "Oh, you must be rich," maid, no, it's average wage job, and a lot of people in the households can do that. Also, we get paid decent in South Africa, so at the same time, we have good working conditions. Not working conditions. We have good wages, good rents, good food prices, good taxes in South Africa, so we're able to afford things like that. Anyway, we have a maid. The maid came to me and asked me to change a light bulb, but I didn't know exactly what she was trying to tell me because at the time she couldn't really speak English, and that's fine. She just said light bulb change. That she basically said that, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna change light bulb. I was playing computer games, and she asked me to go do it, so I came downstairs, and I was like, oh, okay, it's in this. And I reached my hand into the lamp and closed my fingers, and all the glass shattered in my hand. And I pulled it out, and I saw like a piece of glass, and I was like, took it out my finger, took this out my finger, and held the fingers up, and I went upstairs to the basin sink, and I was like, ah! And she was so shocked. I was like, no, it's not your fault. It's okay. I should listen properly. And yeah, I had a scar. I basically wrapped it, and then I closed it together. I didn't have any stitches, but it was a clean cut. I should have got stitches, and I pushed it together, and it scarred. So it is a permanent injury for me too. Okay, it's getting scary. Yeah, it happened. Yeah, I changed the light bulb, and and shattered in my hand. Weirdly enough, the scar is on almost. Oh, is that what it is? I did notice it, Bean. I did notice it. Really, we're comparing old war wounds now. Only thing I have is a burn on my right wrist. You're lucky. You're lucky. I got 3 scars, and one of the scars is a skull scar, and I talked about that earlier. May I ask what your streaming software you use, such as VTuber Studio or 3D? But 3D, are you talking about that? I use VC Face mixed in with V9. You can see all the links down below. Besides VC Face, which is a very common program to use for VRMs, V9 is one of them. I use V9. I don't really have any scars. Even bad injuries, not ever been scared. Or you mean scarred? I have quite a lot of scars, but that's okay. Like it happens. I was a dumb kid. I did silly things. Accidents happen. Things like that. And I'm a tall person, so accidents really do happen. I like bonked my head a couple of times on archways, specifically archways that are like between 2 rooms. and you're like, you don't expect it, you stand up and like, plonk. I've had that, but I don't think it's ever like cracked or scarred anything for me. But it has been very painful. But it's just to show you that I do get injured a lot based on it. Hello? Hello, Fetsy? What are you plapping in my chat for? You were streaming early. Hi there, Fetsy Plap, and hi there, Beads. How you doing? How was your stream? What were you playing? Card Shop Simulator? Early streaming? What's the special occasion? Did you just decide to stream early today because you wanted to? I'm drawing a bird today, by the way. Like, it's Viridia. If you guys don't know who Viridia is, it's a good friend of my fiance and quite a few people in chat, actually. Birb, it is a Birb. I'm not quite sure what a Birb is. When I look at it, it looks like a Quetzal. You know, like those dinosaur big birds. Kind of looks like a Quetzal a little bit. Maybe a Quetzal is its ancestor. You never know. Because I need to go to advanced engineering school, so I decided to go earlier. Well, enjoy your advanced engineering school, be an engineer, and get all the money. Then come to me and give me all the money. I'm joking. I love birds. I love kissing. Powered. I mean, you do you, okay? I'm not going to judge you. All right? Between closed doors. I'm gonna go lurk, Pixar King. Have a good day, Sweet Bean. Beans, go check out Pixar King and Fetsy Plap and Just Pony here on Twitch.tv. Thank you, Beans, for the raids. I appreciate it. And welcome on in Raiders. My name's Nook. I'm a variety streamer. I do art to games, and today we're doing art, which is very rare, except for the month of October. It's not as rare, okay? Because I want to complete all my backlog before the end of the month, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 commissions left. Specifically, 5 head busts, and there's 3 extra or 4 extra technically commissions, but they're different. I have to wait for 2 others to give me ref sheets, which they said they don't have right now, which is Lollybomb and Hunter Hurl. So I need to get their ref sheets before I complete that. And then Ards wants a logo instead of a head bust, and Irvi wants like a design of a shirt or a jacket or some sort of clothing article for their 3D model, which I've been doing and I'm almost finished with. I love see doing art. I love to see doing art. Listen, how dare you? Hi, Macbeth. How you doing, you sweet bean? You having a good day? Burly Raptor, is this where you learn how airships are superior to land ships? What's a land ship? Is that like a car? Is a land ship a car? Or is a land ship like a ship, like on the ocean? Wouldn't you call that an ocean ship? Because they're not on land. What do you constitute as a land ship? Because I like airships. Airships sound really nice, all right? It's like in that movie. Which one? Avatar: The Last Airbender? Land ships are what the first tanks were called. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I once got cut in the elbow by steel strip and zip as steel coil. All things considered, went good. And the strip could have hit me in the stomach. Oh, gosh. That sounds gruesome. I forgot the name. Forgettable. Lost to Time. I've never watched that. I've never seen that a series slash movie slash cartoon slash documentary in all my life. All right. Rather fancy. What's rather fancy? Your face? Want to see the US boy kisser I made? It's a TV head boy kisser in a suit. Oh. You can show that on like the art section of my Discord if you want to. Does that make any tank driver a captain? Aye, Captain. I'm not quite sure. I don't know anything about tanks. I did play World of Tanks a little bit, but I'm so bad at driving a tank. Alright? Don't ever make me drive a tank. I'm gonna be really bad at it. Alright? The first thing I would do is like hit the throttle and then it will make a bang! And everything blows up. Okay? That's basically what will happen. I'll drive a tank and I'll be like, oh, look at me, I'm driving the tank. And then I'll destroy every other tank accidentally. And that's my allies. in World War One and even World War Two, there was a mega-sized tanks that were built in class called the landships. You know what I want? I want a boat in the sky. I want a boat in the sky, and I want that to be a thing. Make it for me. Make me Final Fantasy airships, please. I want to see Final Fantasy airships. All right, I need them. That's a no. I don't want a Zeppelin. I want a Final Fantasy airship. No, not a Zeppelin. A Final Fantasy airship. I want to have sails. A skyboat. Yeah, a sky. I want a skyboat, not a Zeppelin. A Zeppelin stinky. It's got mostly just a balloon. All right, I don't want mostly a balloon. I want Avengers styled freaking things with big propellers going up into the air. I want a type of airplane that is built the same way as a what do you call this thing? It's a drone. A big drone. A helicarrier. Yeah, I want those. But for tourists, you can go have like a whole tour. Like when you're on that thing, it's gonna be like you're inside a train or you're inside like a big Titanic boat or whatever, and you just like have like freaking fancy stuff, and you have pools and all that kind of stuff, and you go to another city or another place around the world, and it's just a nice long ride there. Oh, that sounds so nice. Nah, make it a tall ship with the side propellers. You can do that. I want something like that. That would be such a cool thing to ride on. To go from one, like, country to another, instead of just these airplanes where you're all compact into a, like, small compact parts when you try and sleep, but you can't sleep because you can't go back too far unless you pay an exorbitant fee of like 30 times the amount, then you get your own bed. But then you're like, and then you have a baby in front of you going, wah, wah, and then you're like, oh god, this stinks. Oh, the mother's sleeping, she got the earphones on. Oh, that's basically my experiences of flying on a plane. I'm not gonna pay 30 times the amount just to sleep on the plane for one freaking day. A dune carry-all. Oh. It's so good. I want an Ark Survival Evolved Quetzal. Alright? And then we put a nice little platform on the back of it, and we have a house, and then it can fly around. And then it flies us to our destination. Imagine, they are bringing back mammoths. Did you know they're bringing back mammoths? Did you know that? I know that. Did you know that? They're bringing back the mammoths are coming back. They're going to resurrect the species of the mammoth. That's insane. We're this close to Jurassic Park. We're this freaking close to Jurassic Park. Yes, the mammoths are coming home. Yeah, mammoths are coming back. So if they can do mammoths, they can do Quetzals. The Quetzalsaurus, or whatever you call them. The flying cruise ship. Oh, a flying cruise ship would be so good. So good. I know Zeppelins are flying cruise ships. Alright. But Zeppelins are not like cost efficient. Alright. As much as I understand, they're not cost efficient. They don't go too far. You can go from one city to another, but not one country to another. It's there's a lot of like safety standards with Zeppelins. You can't do that. So Zeppelins haven't been like too much of a thing for a very long time. Bring back the dodo. They probably might. They actually may bring back the dodo. Because we still have intact bone fragments and DNA of dodos. And as long as they don't spare any expense, Jurassic Park won't happen. Dinosaur cloning has been outlawed internationally. Not for mammoths. They're bringing back the mammoths. Wap, 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 wap. Wap, 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 wap. I don't know why you would want to clone a literal animal that could make us lower in the food chain. Okay? Because a mammoth eats like foliage and so it's an elephant. Okay? Just an elephant with tusks. All right? Tusks with longer tusks and very woolly. That's a mammoth. Okay? They're bigger as well. All right? It doesn't mean that they're going to, you know, assert their dominance in the world and then we're low on the food chain. I don't know why anyone would get a T-Rex or a raptor and clone that. All right? They're silly. You do that, you're probably an evil mastermind that wants to see the world burn. So I don't think that's going to happen. All right? That's not going to be a thing. But, I mean, like, I wouldn't mind like a Brachiosaurus, for example. Those would be quite nice to see in the world. Or Diplodocus. Those ones are so cute. They're so cute. They're so big. They'll be like the biggest freaking mammal on the planet. It would be so good. Mammoth is 100,000 years old. Dinosaurs are 250 million years old. Dinosaurs are so old that our world is hostile and alien to them and not compatible to life, seen as too cruel when most can be learned from fossils. That's true. That's true. But they're still bringing back the mammoth. It's a thing. Gonna hit and run. Fetsy, enjoy your advanced engineering school. All right. Enjoy that, Bean. I'd want to see saber-tooths back. I don't think I want that. Lions are scary enough. Saber-toothed tigers? Then again, if you had a saber-toothed tiger on you, I think the safest part of their body would be their mouth. Because you would just hold their saber teeth, wrap your legs around their neck, and you're just like, and you'll probably be okay. They'll probably scratch you, but you'll probably be more okay just holding it on there. They wouldn't be able to. You know, like how have you ever like had a pet dog or a pet cat and you held their little teeth and they go, ah, that's probably what would happen. They're like, ah, and you could probably like subdue them a little bit. Tasmanian tiger too, because I feel like us played with life would be a self-destructive to life overall. I mean, like, I don't know. We as human beings in history have done some heinous things, bringing back a species that we were the ultimate killers of is probably a good thing to do. Ethically speaking. So I believe bringing back the mammoth isn't going to harm anyone. The mammoth isn't a predatory creature that's going to destroy the environment or the fauna. All right. Maybe the flora, but not much the fauna. But they could be beneficial as well. And if they could clone and bring back the mammoth, it means they could bring back animals that have gone extinct recently as well, and that could actually help the population. We could also, I know the white rhinos are coming back up there, so we've got the white rhinos are near extinction, but we're less near extinction than like 10 years ago, for example. Trust me, I know my history, Dirk. There's a lot of heinous things humans have done. I know. I think we all do. I would have survived 5 seconds with a saber-toothed tiger. I don't think I would either. But I'd feel like holding their teeth would at least make you last a few more seconds. A few more seconds. The laws that we bring back stuff we drove to extinction, even if it was 100,000 years ago. I would do that. Oh, well, the laws do it. Go to a country that doesn't have laws. What are they going to do about it? Oh, are they back now? You want me to kill them now? Are you going to be the person who, like, it makes an animal extinct as soon as they're born? I think the rest of the world will go like, no, we don't want you to rule our world. Go away, governmental entity that wants to kill off this poor defenseless creature that we just revived. I don't think that's basically what the world will say. Most of the world's democratic now, so I think the UN convention stuff. I think a tiger would be one holding you with its teeth. I mean, like, you could hold it Steve, for lions, I wouldn't do this if I was you, but like a lot of people who are professionally trained and stuff like that with lions, they could like hold teeth and they would act the same way as a cat or a dog would. And nothing likes their teeth being held when they hold the teeth. They feel that pressure and they just want whatever's on their teeth to be out. So they go, ah. I don't know. Don't mess with the UN, bro. They'll be angry with you. I'm not going to go against the UN. I just know what I read, and I read that we are this close to cloning mammoths, and they're going to bring the mammoths back, and there's nothing you can say or do about it. If you want to go read it up, you can go read it up instead of arguing with me. That would be great. You know, go learn to read news articles and reports online. How about that? Instead of argue with a streamer when it comes to stuff like this. I'm just saying what I heard. I'm not the one that's making them come back. But I think it's our ethical duty to make sure that an animal doesn't get extinct. Yeah, mammoth time. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with mammoths. Humans hunted mammoths for food. And we know that for a fact. So, like, bringing them back wouldn't be that much of a heinous thing to do. Rather sus. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just giving you my 2 cents about and having a discussion. Oh, it's fine. I think the UN already discussed this, and they're bringing it back. Next up is my saber-tooths. I don't know if I will bring up the saber-tooths. I don't think that should be a thing that should be brought back. I don't think predators should be brought back. As long as it doesn't threaten humanity, it's fine. A dodo bird? Fine. A mammoth? Fine. A freaking saber-toothed tiger? Okay, you're going a little too far now. A megalodon? Okay, you're destroying the environment now because the fish can't probably deal with megalodons or probably take over the ocean. A quetzal like I want probably would kill birds. A lot more species that is probably bad. I don't even know if a quetzal is like a omnivore or like I'd feel like a creature of that size would eat other meat. They wouldn't eat like grass and stuff, you know. Yeah, they're huge cats. But look what I said, you skipped me. Oh, it doesn't matter, Bean. I'll argue with you. I'm just saying. This is what I heard. They are huge cats. But I feel like they would also kill species. So, I mean, like, I wouldn't bring them back. Do you think the saber-toothed tigers evolved or went extinct? I'm not quite sure, actually. I never really learnt about that. I feel like they might have gotten extinct during the Ice Age. Earth is getting a species update. That's good. That's what I heard. Yeah, they are carnivores. Yeah, I want more carnivores. Thank you very much. Let's get more herbivores. Let's go. More herbivores. I don't know if more herbivores would actually help the environment either. If I think about it. Because there needs to be some sort of balance, right? We need like predators to be able to eat the bodies to eat the herbivores that feed the plants that make the herbivores grow up to eat the plants to get killed by the predators to feed the plants. It's the whole freaking circle of life, right? What we learned in school. The circle of life. Where did cats come from? Well, I mean, like, were saber-toothed tigers the only cat? I feel like cats came from us, like the mammals, like the dinosaur mammals. But then again, 100,000 years ago, if you say 100 million years ago, was humans around? No, I don't think humans were around 100 million years ago. And I know humans were around when mammoths were around. Was it 100 million? I don't think it was 100 million. I think that's a little too far. Is it? I didn't study it. Hold on. When did mammoths? Because go extinct. Yeah. 20,000 years ago. They went extinct 20,000 years ago. 20,000 years ago. But within 100,000 years, they reduced the populations by about 4,000 years ago. They were gone. Oh, mammoths went away 4,000 years ago. That's a lot. That's a lot sooner than I actually thought. So mammoths are a species around the time humans were like, you know, almost to the point of cultivation and then becoming a civilization. As far as I understand. 4,000 years ago is civilization. I think humans around negative 6,000, so 6,000 AD, were still cultivated. Can't remember when they first cultivated. What I mean cultivating, I meant like making little villages, having food supply, all that kind of stuff. Farming and all that kind of stuff. Making villages and not being tribes and hunting for meat and hugga hugga. Hi there, Screamy Doggo. From one kitty to another. I got brought in by Fetsy's raid. Just focused on work. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. Civ started about 5,000 years ago. So you're saying that people started producing cultivated foods 5,000 years ago. Is that true? Can somebody confirm that to be exactly correct? Because I know it's around, like, in the thousands, BC, not AD, BC. I thought mammoths went extinct because of the Ice Age ending. I think mammoths went extinct because of human intervention, because they survived the Ice Age. As far as I understand, mammoths survived the Ice Age, right? Unless I'm wrong. Unless the Ice Age was like 5,000 years ago. Well, how long ago was the Ice Age? See, I haven't learned this since like school, so I wouldn't know. I just feel it's like a long time ago. It's so long ago that the information that we speak is more general knowledge than something that we need to know about. 10,000 years ago. Okay, so mammoths died after the Ice Age. They survived on an island until 4,000 years ago. Okay. So human intervention did cause them to go extinct. What is that island called where I think there were like 2 tribes on the island, but they ran out of food and they started eating each other or something like that. And then they basically went extinct. Like a civilization of some kind. Jurassic Park. No. I'm talking about in real life. And there's like remnants of these people. I've got maybe Easter Island? No, was it Easter Island? No, Easter Island's more mysterious. I think it was a different island. There was another island where like apparently 2 people. Civilization is scary. It is. I mean, like, if you are a civilization, you run out of food. You have no way to cultivate food. There's no animals, there's no fish around you. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're just gonna die? Those people probably didn't die. They probably ate each other. Ice Age is 100,000 years ago, shortly followed by cultivation. Civilization started popping up places. Man, imagine being around those times. It must have been like a wild west of like crimes and all that kind of stuff. But it sounds kind of nice. Like living in like a small village with some people, farming, getting some like wheat and stuff for the winter, doing your due diligence to the tribe. I always think about that stuff and I always think how nice that sounds. It sounds like you have like a unity of people and people know each other. I think it sounds cute. I always wanted to like be in something like that when I was younger. I thought it was quite nice. People rely on each other. Roanoke. It sounds familiar. Yeah, which is why I'm kind of against humans being in control of life's powers before you know it. They might be as powerful as a god, no mercy, or mercy depending on the individual. Well, humans will get to that point regardless. There's nothing you can do about to stop it. We are a species of innovation and a species that will push the boundaries, and no matter how much you scream and shout and say this is unethical, this is blah blah, it's not gonna happen. Remember a long time ago when they talked about what was it again? Talking about what was the thing that baby fetuses like produce? That people were talking about like curing some diseases and certain cancers and stuff with. What was that called again? And they were like, you can't extract this, it's unethical, blah, blah, blah. Stem cells, yes. Stem cells are still a thing, by the way. And there's a lot of people who do stem cell research. So regardless of whatever people have said and said it was unethical, it still is a thing. And it's actually become more of a thing. Because it benefits humankind. So if it benefits humankind, it doesn't matter what you think. It's an unfortunate part of society is you have a say and you have a voice, true, because democracy and freedom of speech in America and a lot of things is the say so, and we have the internet to voice our concerns about stuff, but it doesn't mean that everything we say is going to influence the rest of the world. And honestly, they made strides in stem cell research, apparently. I spoke to somebody a few months ago on stem cell research because they are a stem cell scientist. They don't work on major projects, but they work with other scientists and other people's projects. And they work primarily with stem cells, so the thing. Not quite sure where they get the stem cells from. They just get it. They work with it. So I don't know if that's from baby fetuses or if that's just misinformation, but that was a thing back in the past. I don't see it as unethical if the fetus is going to be aborted. Why waste it? See, a lot of people argued against that and said like it's still like saying like that child or that human being could have gotten the right to say no, don't use my body for research. That was the whole argument and stuff, and that was the unethical part of it. And I understand your point of view, but like back then it was a big thing. And I don't want to make it more of a big thing. Okay, I don't want anyone's personal opinions. I don't have any personal opinions about it. I just know it was a big thing. I'm just saying that it's still a thing now, regardless of how many people were angry about it. People online will find something to say about something, but it doesn't mean it's changed anything. And that's the unfortunate part. We can scream and shout about corruption of like local governments or international governments and stuff like that. But screaming and shouting about it, has it changed anything? Not really. I made awareness, but you know, North Korea is still a thing. No matter how much we scream about it. There's still horrible things happening in China, and that's sad, and I really want to help, and I'm not quite sure how to help. And we have awareness of it, but awareness only goes so far. We need to do something about it as like a society. Or if you want to do something about it, you can go and join like military escapades and stuff like that. That could also help. But I don't think anything else could help, because it's like you have like a big problem in the world, but it's more complex than it seems. And a lot of people don't focus on how complex it is. They just go like, this is a problem, it needs to stop. And I agree with you. But what are we going to do? How are we going to like fix it, you know? They found out recently that adults produce stem cells, where they are a theoretical cell they couldn't find. It has to do with our healing. No, don't do it. Speaking from experience, not worth the toll of your body, relationships, and mental health. Huh. It's always good to have a voice, but understand your voice can only go so far. So I'm not saying don't speak up about stuff. It's always good to have awareness. It's good not to be ignorant. But not everything changes, and that's the unfortunate part in the world that we have. Most of the things you're describing is just extremist groups, and they are not good. Yeah, it's tricky line. You're right when problems are at a country level. I feel like us talking about what do you call it again? Problems in the world, kind of like global crises, such as global warming, has affected the world in small ways. Not enough, but in small ways. People are more green efficient. People have been making more greener technology. People are using solar panels, especially in South Africa. South Africa is like, not as a governmental standpoint, but as an individual standpoint, we're looking at green stuff a lot. So it hasn't fixed the issue, but it's made people more consciously aware of what they're doing, fossil fuels and how they drive and all that kind of stuff. So that has affected the world a little bit. So having a voice doesn't mean that it's not going to change the world. It does affect the world somehow. It just won't stop the entire major problem like that. Like when I talk about global warming is like the perfect topic to talk about when it comes to how do you solve it instantly. It's impossible. If you had to solve it right now, if we had to have every single facility in the world not be the cause, if you had to have everyone stop driving in a perfect world, we have everything that we do right now that is causing global warming to stop. It still wouldn't take global warming away. It will take tens of thousands of years before the world will go back to a normal state or normal temperature. There's nothing you can do about it now, but it is good to talk about because then we can think about our future and not make it even worse. And I feel like we've slowly, if a percentage, like, made a difference. They mainly run off wind power. Also, as of this year, all coal power plants in the UK are shut down. See, things like that. I like that. I like that. It's not going to solve the whole world problem, but it's a nice thing to think about. When I heard that the ozone layer was repairing itself, I was like, people are more consciously aware, and it's happening. Well, something's happening. It's not going to reverse global warming, but it's something. And we needed a win of some kind, and hearing that was quite nice. I like hearing good news. I like good news. I want things to go well, but not everything's going to go well. I wish I could help everyone in the world, but you can't help everyone in the world if you don't help yourself first as well. Which sounds really selfish, but it's kind of true. Sometimes I like stay up at night and I want to like just do something that is meaningful. Because I did something that was a little bit meaningful a long time ago, which was a group of us from university went and renovated an orphanage. Because in our city, and with the help of our bank, my mom worked with, and she proposed the idea to the bank, and she pushed it forward, and they gave a nice big amount, a donation to renovate the place, and we renovated the place. I feel like we could have done a better job, but we did something. I know it doesn't mean too much to the state of the world, but it might have meant a lot to like a few people there at that orphanage. And there's some things I want to do that are good in the world, but I'm not quite sure how to approach it, you know? Because like I want to raise money and do like you know, charity little things on stream, but in my mind I look at this and I go like, I don't want to raise charity for an organization. I want to raise money for something local. Because, you know, when you do something, if everyone does something small in their local community around the world, we could make a big impact. You just need everyone to like motivate themselves to get up and do that kind of stuff. I'm not quite sure how to start that, and I don't know if I have the energy and the mental fortitude to be able to handle something like that, as well as the financial understanding of doing that, because gaining a lot of money and then giving it away also means that the government taxing and stuff like that gets a little iffy, and they go like, can't do that, you're not a charity organization, and you have to sign documents, and I don't know how to handle all that stuff. And that's why people have charity organizations and that you raise money for. But that then recycles back to the main problem. I don't want to give it to a charity organization. I want to be able to support a local place. What you described is called effective altruism. It's a life philosophy that's basically do what you can to help as many people as possible while maintaining a good state of life. I think that's a really good way of living. I really think that's a good way of living, because you need to be stable before you can help somebody else out. And once you help somebody else out and you're stable, then life is easy. I don't know. Hey, companies and governments get in the way of people helping each other out. I don't like it either. I wish there was a better way. And I don't think there is a true better way, other than a government. Maybe when I'm in America, because Aki said that they're at the Department of Revenue, they have agents that talk to you. What if I could talk to an agent and say, hey, I want to start a little fundraiser and give to a local children's hospital, not for profiting from my company, but as a charity donation. Can I do this? What do I need to do this? If I can prepare for something like that, maybe I can do it. In South Africa, they don't really have those resources. You can't really talk to people and ask them what you need to sign. They don't care. They want money. That's it. But in America, at least there's like agents and people to talk to. So you're able to get the resources you need before you do something drastic. That is effective altruist confirmed. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't like labels too much, because I don't know if there's like a counter weight to something like that. I don't feel like what you described, effective altruist, like the altruism thing. It doesn't sound like a bad thing. Like it just sounds like a person that helps other people out and still has maintains a stable life, you know? Doesn't sound bad. Love. When I live in America with you, I need to talk to your IRS agent, because I wanna do fundraisers, kind of like what you did. But before I do it, I want to make sure that I have the right documentation, so that any of the profits I gain and I give away to like an organization, or if I give it away to a local children's hospital or anything like that, that they won't tax me on all that money like they did with you. I don't have an agent. You get an assigned person to help you. And I wish we had that. My tax man can help you. I want to do that. I feel like that would be a good thing to do. I mean, I would like film it and stuff on and stream it, obviously, because people on here would be the ones giving a lot of that money away. So I want them to know and get updates on that stuff, obviously. But I don't want to do it for like publicity and fame. I just want to do it to help people. If we're stable, love, I want to do something like that, like a nice monthly or month charity run, and just like give to people in need. That would be nice. Put some dirt under your pillow for the tax man. As long as the charity is in America. What if it's not a charity and a public hospital or an orphanage or a local what do you call it, place where they give food and stuff to the homeless? like those type of things. Like a place that you would help people. Like people need help with. Or maybe like services, the mental services and stuff like that, that need your help. Or a good one would be SPCA or like animal welfare, like places that need stuff. Super kitchens, they are. That thing. What about stuff like that? Would they fall under the category of charity? Because I don't want to pay taxes for something that I haven't been earning. That's my biggest issue, and I'm very scared of that. So as long as like your tax man or our tax man will end up like giving us the right information and the right documentation, then we can like work out who locally we can actually support. Support for veterans, that's nice too, yeah. NGL Veterans Affairs told me to prove the giant chunk in my leg from the AK and service related. It's good too. He's a great tax guy. We can do that. Okay, we're gonna basically talk to them first, love, so that we know what to do before we start a charity run. Because I don't like giving to charity organizations. I like giving money directly. I want to do something directly helping people, not the other thing around. Effective altruism, because it's a philosophy filled with by altruistic hopes, and want to do good, but it remains effective because you ensure it's not coming at the cost of the altruist. What would be the negative counterpart to that? Because I still don't believe, like, I mean, there's a lot of people that give away every single bit of their wealth, everything they own, all the food they have, and still earn money, but they give everything away to people around them. There's also that. But I feel like that's too extreme, because it's a sad truth is that you need money to make money in the world. And without money, I wouldn't have a tablet to draw this commission. I wouldn't have had the educational resources without money. I wouldn't have the ability to have that without electricity. Things like that. So I guess you have to think about all these things. I have an important question. Hi, Virga. What's the important question, you sweet bean? Love, are you joining Viridia? Yes, I'm joining Viridia, love. Do you notice Viridia already? I've been talking for the last 2 hours and 15 minutes about random nonsense. But I'm excited. I want to do something.
Hybrid King _
I want to do something.
93 thinks you look thirsty.
A little thirsty. Should I eat my egg bits? What the hell's egg bits? Egg bites. Or should I go get one donut? What the hell's an egg bite? What's that? Is that like a boiled egg cut into pieces, bite-sized pieces? An egg is a bite-sized piece. Is an egg not a bite-sized piece? I feel like an egg should be a bite. Wait, is it a bite-sized piece? I mean, you can fit it in your mouth. But I wouldn't think it's a bite-sized piece. I think half an egg would be a bite-sized piece. How much a percentage of an egg? Okay, I'm talking about logic. Normal, regular logic is bite-sized. An egg bite is scrambled eggs baked in a muffin tray. That sounds pretty nice. Just get that. Sounds healthier. You can swallow an egg whole. I'm not saying you should, but you can't. I don't think I want to do that. I feel like I would choke on that. Don't do that, Beans. Maybe for you, because you're a giant. It doesn't mean my mouth is bigger than yours. Just because I'm taller doesn't mean my mouth is bigger. I mean, there are people with bigger mouths, but like, I have a normal sized mouth, okay? I have a regular sized mouth. Love, do you have a regular sized mouth? You would know. I hope I have a regular sized mouth. But then look, donuts are yummy. I want donuts too, but I'm on a diet. I think eggs are good because they have quite a bit of protein and not a lot of fats. So I would say nutritionally, an egg would be better. Mwah. An egg would be better for you. If an egg is protein and we use eggs in a cake, do you get protein from cake? Yes. Okay. Because when I think of protein, I think of meat. Very small amount, but yes. See, I never really thought about that. I never really looked at the cake and said, there's protein in this. Never really thought about that. Did I blow people's minds, or did everyone already know this and I'm just dumb? I might have just been dumb. Well, I gotta go to school. See you later. Bye, Krylon. So eat lots of cake and you get a daily protein amount. Yeah, you get everything else as well, but overdosed. Don't eat too much cake, Beans. Too much sugar in it. Too much sugar. The negative of the effective altruist would be the ineffective altruist. Say the homeless man give one of his only $2 he has to charity. It's ineffective because... Hi, Alien Doge! You stream? I thought you already had a freaking Twitter. Did you start... Did you just start streaming? Doge? Alien Doge, did you start streaming, or have you been streaming for a long time? I didn't know you streamed. Like, I have a nice follow. Hi, Bean. How you doing? Welcome on in, Raiders. My name's Nook. I'm a variety streamer to artists to games. Today we're drawing, all right, Viridia, which is a Birb friend, okay? A Birb friend. I'm trying my best, okay? You like this art? This is how I draw. I've been drawing art for the last 11 years. Kind of. More 8 years professionally, and then... I mean, like, I'm still professional with it. I still sell commissions, so... But, like, effectively as a main career for 8 years, and then 3 years I've been streaming. They are already affiliated, as that is the emote. It is the emote. I didn't know that you stream, Bean. You should have said something last time you were here. Then I would have just shouted you out there. I thought you just had a Twitter. I didn't stream for a long time, but now I'm returning for more streams. Drew, you me? Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Shh. Don't say anything, Alien Doge. Shh. It's a surprise. It's a surprise, okay? Shh. It's supposed to be a surprise. Shh. I didn't tell you it was a surprise, so it's not your fault. But shh, surprise. Yes. Surprise. Meow meow. Meow. Hi, Javad. Flare bonfire. Yes, I lived near a mall called a Brayhead. And that's where my nearest Krispy Kreme is. I love Krispy Kremes. You know, in South Africa? In South Africa, Krispy Kremes are so good here. It's so good here. There's like, every month, there's like new types of donuts. In America... I was so disappointed. In America, their freaking donuts were like... weren't properly glazed properly. It was all skew and weird. It's like they didn't look after their donuts. It was just sad. Sad flavors too. In South Africa, they have a lot of cool flavors. There's flavors that you haven't even heard of in South Africa. And every month, they do a different theme. In October, I think they're having spooky theme. So good. Krispy Kreme is nice. The jelly filled cannot be beaten. I don't really like jelly filled. I like cream filled. I like cream filled donuts. Love, you like cream filled donuts, love? My fiance is here. Thank you so much for the follow. You're welcome. I just didn't know you streamed, you sweet bean. Krispy Kreme is nice. Krispy Kreme does mini donuts, and they are 190 calories. Glaze, 190 calories. That means if you eat 10 of them, you have eaten all your calories for the day. That sounds really bad. You love glazed donuts, love. I know you do love. No, you do love. You like your cream filled donuts, love. Yeah, I've tried them. It's small, regular sugar glazed donuts, and they're delicious. When I've lost enough weight, will get myself some Krispy Kremes as a treat. Or probably give me 2 kilograms of weight back, but I'll just lose it again because I'll be maintaining my weight. Under 90 kilograms, under 200 pounds. As long as I'm under 200 pounds, we're fine. 200 pounds is about 95 kilograms, as far as I understand. Or might be 90 kilograms. Something around there. But like, if I'm at 85 kilograms, or I think it's 185 or 190 pounds, I'll be fine. Somewhere around there. 195, just under 200 pounds. That's my goal, all right? If I'm under 200 pounds, then I'm in my weight limit, okay? My BMI weight limit, which works efficiently for me because my category of effectiveness is based on the standardization of my type of body fat. So it works, I guess. I didn't know otters love donuts. I'll remember this next time I go to the zoo. No, don't give donuts to otters at the zoo. Don't do that. Epsilon. I do like donuts though. I like donuts, but my most favorite thing is Death by Chocolate cake and sushi. Those are my 2 favorite things. Sushi to eat. Oh. I like a lot of food, but those things are hard to beat. I do like Krispy Kreme donuts though. I'll never say no to a Krispy Kreme donut if somebody offers me a Krispy Kreme donut. I'll probably say no lately so I don't like gain any weight. So I can like lose the weight efficiently, but like it's gonna be really difficult to say no. Also overweight, yeah, I need to get to 90 kilograms. I'm at 115 today. Yesterday was 114, but I ate a little bit too much. So I'm back up a little bit. Mostly because I was tired yesterday. I'm still tired today. So yeah, I eat when I'm tired and I eat when I'm stressed. I get stressed a lot. Take medicine to maintain my stress and anxiety though. It happens on a daily basis, regardless of if anything triggers it or not. But then again, other people tell me not to do that. And I'm just like, I don't know, like, I can't not get out of my head, you know? I've had people tell me not to get too much in your head, and I'm just like, it's not really possible for me. It's not how my brain was built. And it's unfortunate, because, like, a lot of people go like, it's easy to control your anxiety. It's not really that easy for me. Just don't get in your head. How do I do that when my head literally cannot be controlled? It's not even possible. I feel like people that try to get to know me don't really fully understand me completely. And obviously they wouldn't, because you're your own personal self. The other day I discussed this about like anxiety and stuff like that. And a lot of people said like, all you need to do is just focus your mind on more positive things. But the problem with my mind is that a lot of people could probably close their eyes and imagine an apple. And I give them this little task. I say, close your eyes and imagine an apple. Now imagine you're holding that apple. What does it look like? And they said, it's me holding an apple. And I go like, well, in my head, when I close my eyes and I think of that apple, I think of a train coming out of that apple, blue skies, a fish, a boat, Aki. I think about memory of a waterfall. I think about the apple. I think about the train. I think about the apple. I think about the big apple, the small apple, apple core, apple, and then it escapes me. It's like it moves away, and I'm just like, come back. I want the apple to stay in front of my head, and I can't do that. And that's why it's hard for me to like be an artist. And it sounds weird, like me being able to draw. I feel like I would have been a better artist if my mind was a little bit more stable, but it isn't. So I need like music, I need to talk, I need to listen to like stories on the internet to be able to like focus on something so it can drown out everything else. All I get to see is a blur of red, nothing more. Some people can't see anything. That's true. I can see things, but it's out of control. Something that's controlling your anxiety can be the hardest challenge you'll ever face. I've been through cognitive behavioral therapy, but I think for me as an individual, it's only gone so far as I'm able to control it and control the moments I put myself into those anxious moments in my life. I'm able to kind of focus them and kind of like keep them away from bursting out of control and causing me more anxiety or PTSD or bad moments in my life. I can control that, control my emotions to an extent, but I can't control it fully. And no matter how much I've done cognitive behavioral therapy, it cannot be fully controlled. And I feel that, in my personal opinion, medicine is just the extra step I can take to be in full control. And when I said that to somebody I was discussing this with, they said, I don't think you need that. And I'm like, you're not a psychologist. Neither am I. And I understand that. But I've been to a psychologist and we went through all the stuff, and their professional opinion was medicine, but I didn't want to take it because I didn't want to, have medicine control me. I wanted to control me myself. But now that as an adult and I've grown up and I've thought through all these things, I now come to the realization that medicine might be that extra step I need to be able to control myself. Your mind wanders, it can't focus for too long, just like mine. Even with ADHD medicine, it works to a point, but it's not the full puzzle to complete the whole problem I have. One medicine can't do everything, and cognitive behavioral therapy has done a lot, but not everything. And I want to be in full control. And a lot of people are in full control in the world, and they just don't understand because they think, oh, I've been there. I've been in your position. No, we're all individuals. Everyone has had different life experiences, but not only life experiences, everyone has a different brain. And to be able to cure something that you feel you had the same in your life, it's not going to be the same for everyone else. Everyone's different. Everyone's going to need a certain dosage of stuff. Not everyone has diabetes. Not everybody has the ability to see. Some people have no ability to hear. Just because they don't have the ability to hear doesn't mean that you yourself have said, oh, I've been in that position. All you need to do is listen more carefully. It's not going to work, okay? Everyone's built differently. That's more like physical problems, but if I've watched a video on somebody who's a psychologist, and the thing they said was like really true to fact. They said mental disorders are physical, and there's nothing you as an individual can say to them that isn't physical. And they go like, oh, it's a mental disorder. What is the mind? A physical object. It's in your brain. There's chemicals, there's wires, there's things linking each other. There's a lot of things that you have in your brain. It's not just mental, it's actual physical stuff. And sometimes you have to have a medicine to be able to fire the right things to make things go connect with one another. And sometimes you can't cure that with just cognitive behavioral therapy. And they said that. So you have to understand that not everyone's built the same, but everybody needs to understand that mental disorders are also physical. The brain is your mainframe. Neurotypicals think they understand the ability not to be typical. I just think no one is actually truly typical in the world. Everyone has, and I want to use I don't want to use this word, but I think it's the best word to use. A spectrum of mental illness. And not everyone has, like, you know, depression, but there is depression. And just because you didn't have depression doesn't mean you have a say in whether or not the other person being depressed needs to be why you are, because that's not how it works. Your brain is your computer and your body is your case. And exactly. Hi, Laughton. How you doing, you sweet being? You spelled my name wrong. But yeah, you guys get what I'm saying though. I just think that I need to go to a psychologist and actually do something about this. And I want to do that, but I want to do that while I'm in America. Or maybe I should do that in South Africa. I mean, it's cheaper here to go see a doctor. So maybe I should do it here in South Africa before I go and see if we can solve the issue. I just want to go there and just like talk to him or her and see if they can help me, and I can go a trial run on like small medication and see if it works efficiently, because I just want to be able to not be anxious all the time, you know. My bad. The human mind is weird. Once in the 5th grade, the teacher had needed to leave a room during an important test. So all the students started talking and goofing off while I finished the test. Background noise made the test so much easier to do. Oh, I love background noise as well, because it just drains everything else out, so you're able to focus more. I feel like that's more of like an ADHD thing, because I have ADHD and I know for a fact that having background noise actually helps a lot, especially having a fan on in the background. Hearing that sound actually helps you focus. And for me in school, it was having music in my one ear, and I was allowed to do that because my grades went up after I was doing that. So the teachers in school went like, yeah, let them do that. And I was like, thank you, I appreciate that. And then I was able to study well. Mostly find a cure for Parkinson's disease. I know there's like something that they did. I watched a video on somebody who has Parkinson's disease, and they put like something, I think, on their on their head or neck, and it like was some sort of vibration or something like that, and they turned it up, and the guy went from this to like this, and he was like looking at his hands, and he started crying. I was like, oh my god, they finding a cure for Parkinson's disease, and it's something. I mean, like, man, I would like to like put more money into that research, because there's a lot of people with Parkinson's disease. Now, imagine like not being able to like focus your own bodily movements. That is like, it's gonna be bad. I mean, like, that would destroy my art career, let alone my gaming career. I wouldn't be able to play games. I don't think I would be able to draw either. I would do research into that. I want more research to go into ADHD as well, and anxiety. So I don't think they have too much research in that. But there's also other diseases. ALS has gotten a lot of attraction, especially in the furry fandom in the last couple of years. So I'm happy about that. But it needs more. I feel like ALS needs a lot more attention, because there's something that we still don't know too much about. I feel like even with Stephen Hawking, we still... I did get that name correct. I'm thinking you did get the name correct, yeah. I feel even with Stephen Hawking, you probably also like funded research into that, and it still didn't come back as much as we wanted to. Still need to cure ALS. Take meds for my anxiety. I need to take some meds for my anxiety. But then my life coach said they took medicine with thick yogurt. So I did that, and it's been great. And I used to think I was playing into Big Pharma's plans and know people like me need medicine for me to live. I mean, like, you do you. If something works efficiently for you, whether it is actually true and it actually works, or if it's a placebo effect, if it works for you, it works for you. Do it. It's a sugar pull. Do it. If it works, it works. I mean, like, no one in the world can tell you something doesn't work. No, only you can do that. But I feel like nothing has worked so far. Well, I say nothing has worked, but it's worked enough for me to be able to maintain my life, but it's not enough for me to be able to focus and think about conversations and have meaningful conversations around people, and also be able to develop knowledge about the surrounding world and have topics to talk about. And I feel like my anxiety has pushed me away from that, because I'd fall into the trap of I need to play games to be able to get through the day, instead of talking to people and having, like, you know, critical thinking that I need in my life. And I feel my anxiety is to play with that. Like Alzheimer's, another disease I'm all too familiar with. Albine. It's definitely not a sugar pull, because it's bitter as all hell. I'm just saying. Like, if something works for you, something works for you. If you're not playing into Big Pharma and stuff like that, and it's working for you, it doesn't really matter. As long as it's working for you. I don't like Big Pharma either, though. I feel like I haven't worked as much on Viridia today as I should have. And I also am almost 3 hours into the freaking stream, man. You're just working on the same character this whole time. Oh well. I think I've done my line item, though. And to the folks that sounds boring, why not be a paramedic or a surgeon? Well, sometimes surgery room 1 looks too intense for me. Oh. Alright, let me concentrate on Viridia a bit. So I do need to finish the stuff. Great as always. Thank you, Bean. I'm trying. I think I'm gonna color him in, but I'll work on him off of stream. So I'll just color him in. It's not like too much color. It's like red over there. Kind of dark bluish. Well, it's not, doesn't look dark bluish, but it's supposed to be dark bluish down here. The colors work fine as a medium. A bit of yellow around here. Maybe a little bit more yellow. A little orange on the beak. It's a little not too orange. Needed to be more orange. Don't really have standardized colors. There's just no artwork, but I can work with it still. Something like that. And then they have a white scarf, which is pretty normal. Let's make it a little bit yellow. So it's not directly white, because having something too white is unnatural. Only use that for lighting. Don't ever use like white colors or black colors or anything for a character itself, unless it's purely a dark piece or purely a white piece, because you need like some sort of color to fill in the natural part of what they look like. Let's fill in blue over here. Perfect. Let's bring the red in between here. Perfect. And then we're going to fill in the blanks up here. Bam. Let's see. They got pink in their mouth. Thanks to VR chat. Because I have a VR chat picture of them. So I now know that their tongue is like kind of like that. Probably a darker shade in here when it comes to that and that. And I probably want to move a line up here to help me get that beak properly aligned in his mouth. There we go. Ba, 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 da, ba, ba, ba. Much better. The eyes are green with a dark bluish background on the, what do you call it? The whites of the eyes. I forgot what the whites of the eyes. The eyeball. So they have an iris, a pupil, and an eyeball. Some characters don't. Kind of why I don't draw the iris sometimes. Ba, ba, da, ba, da, ba. I drew the line in the wrong place. There we go. Ba, da, ba. I'm on my own, but I'll be okay. Alright, hold on. There we go. Something like that. Basically what their character is. The part of your eyes where you store your milk. Yeah, I did that too in Design in OC, because if it's too white, it's unnatural. If it's too black, it's too white, it's unnatural, because black and white are tonal colors. And what you need to understand is, not even like tonal colors are black and white purely. I don't even use the shading pure black or a pure white or pure medium gray. I usually use a little bit of red, because a little bit of red shows natural lighting. Milk is stored in the eyes. I thought that was stored in the redacted for the FBI. Oh no. Don't do that. Is a Birb. Let me do a bit of background. I'll call it a day. I'll call it a day, Beans. The same. It's going to be a horrible brown color back here, but we can work with it. Maybe a bit of blue. Nah, blue doesn't work. Bit of green. It works a little bit. A little bit of yellow up here. Too much yellow blends in with the character itself. There we go. I'll work with this a little later. Every day is a day. It is true. Every day is a day. And here I am with pure black eyes with some red pupils. I mean, like, you do you, right? With your own character. Beans! We did almost a full 3 hours of stream today. But what do you think? What do you think of the character so far? This is Viridia, one of our friends. But also, somebody also did tier 3 for 3 months in advance when I had to get my plus program. My plus program tier level 2 thingy at the beginning of the year. It's pretty, it looks great. I hope Viridia likes it so far. It's not done yet, alright? It's not done yet, YouTube. But I hope you enjoyed it, YouTube. YouTube! Can I have some pause in chat for the wonderful and amazing YouTube. YouTube, I hope you enjoyed today's little interesting stream where we talked about a lot of weird things, like my past, my school life, my freaking ideas of, like, dinosaurs. Man, we had a lot of weird conversations today, but I feel like that's just ADHD, right? I feel like the reason why we had all these weird conversations is because my ADHD medicine kicked in the first hour, and then I just had conversations and just focused on that. But that's fine. It's fine, as long as we got something done today, and I got this done. Well, mostly done. Alright, it's mostly done. It's not fully done, but I'll do it off stream, or I'll do it tomorrow. We will see. We will see. But YouTube, you have yourself a great day, great morning, great afternoon, and a good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite, and then I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, YouTube. Bye-bye. Bye.